Hey, there we go. What's good, chat? That's twice now. I accidentally scheduled uploads for the wrong day. Yesterday's stream is now up. It was officially public now. I'm dumb. I scheduled it for tomorrow. Again. Man, this week has just been rough for scheduling stuff, huh? Alright. So that's twice this week we've done that. Still, it's all up, it's all good. I don't think I have anything. So we'll just get into it. We are potentially finishing Ace Attorney 1 today. We'll see. Rams is playing Pokemon White. Nice. I'm trying to think if there's anything. I don't think so. We'll come up with some emotes over the weekend, probably. Perhaps try to get like a Strive one or something. Regardless, let's get into episode 5. The final one of this game. Be a great time. We can move into Ace Attorney 2 next week. Whoa. This one has such a bigger budget. In 2 months since Maya left the office. Once without a single trial. Had offers, but none I took. That is, until the day that girl showed up. What are we doing, like a old, like, 80s noir kind of thing? February 22nd. 10:02 a.m. right into law offices. It's the day after my birthday. Why do I come here to the office every day? I feel like I want to work. There you are, finally. Where have you been? My sister's trial is tomorrow. Who are you? Doesn't matter who I am, it only matters who you are. Famous defense attorney? Mia Fey? Oh, you're not Mia Fey, are you? Sorry, but Miss Mia Fey no longer, works here? So you are the coffee boy? I'm Phoenix Wright, a defense attorney? Right? Right. Wait. You're the Phoenix Wright? The Phoenix Wright from the Edgeworth murder case? Yeah, that's correct. It wasn't Edgeworth who was murdered, though. What a relief, then. You're better than nobody. I'm sorry, I'm afraid I'm not taking cases right now. But you are Phoenix Wright, right? Undefeated defense attorney? Look, I'm not accepting any of your cases. I'm sorry, but you'll have to try elsewhere. Please, I'm out of time. But please, you have to help. It's my sister. Maya? Could it be? Okay, I'll hear you out. Really? Thank you so much. My name's Emma, Emma Sky. I'm a scientific investigator. Emma Sky? Scientific investigator. Alright. Emma, was it? So you're a scientific investigator? Yes, that's right. Is something wrong? No, it's just you seem kind of jumpy, or maybe just young? Young? He's 16 years old this year. Oh, wait, only 16? I'm set to be formally assigned to the forensics in 3 months, in 3 more years. Erica's becoming quite well known, at my age no less. So what exactly is your current position then? Well, legally speaking, I guess you'd call me an 11th grader. But I'm ready to do my job at my age, no less. Another future professional in training. So, what's this about a case? You said the trial's tomorrow. My sister didn't do it. She wouldn't stab someone with a knife. She wouldn't. So it's a murder case. I don't care if there's a witness who saw her do it. She didn't do it. You know she didn't do it. It's a scientific fact. And there's a witness. Just talk to her. You had to talk to her. Right. I suppose I will. I promised her I'd bring Mia Fey, but... That's interesting. How'd she know Mia? So, you want to be a scientific investigator when you grow up, then? Excuse me? I'm not a child, I'll have you know. Still, it's good to have a goal, albeit a very unusual one. Human investigations have be done scientifically. Don't you? Yeah. Sure can't fault it for the lack of enthusiasm. If this case is handled scientifically, I'm sure my sister's name will be cleared. Your sister? We're doing research, you know. Developing a new scientific method of case investigation. I'll show you when I'm done. I'm looking forward to it. We should get down to the detention center and talk to her sister. This is just for Mia specifically. This Mia Fey person was a few years below her in school. So we went to the same school, huh? That was telling me to go to Mia if I ever needed a defense attorney. And, well, I need one. Incidentally, Mia is a woman. Now that you mention it, I guess it is more of a woman's name than a man's. Well, it's nice of you to help your sister out like this. You must be close. Well, actually, when she gets like she is now, I kinda hate her. Huh? But she's my only family. Only family? What about your parents? They died in a car accident when I was little. Oh. I'm sorry. Okay, well, I guess let's go to the detention center and see what's up. February 22nd, detention center, visitors room. What's wrong with that? She got quiet all of a sudden, as soon as we arrived. Alright, I thought I told you I didn't want visitors. Sorry, ma'am, it's just your sister. No excuses. Did you not want to raise this here? Understood, ma'am. What's that all about? I'm sorry, who are you? Hi, Lana. Funny. I remember specifically telling you not to come here. Perhaps my memory is failing? Look, I didn't want to come here either, okay? But your trial's tomorrow and you still don't have a defense attorney. I'll be the one on... I'll be the one in court tomorrow. This has nothing to do with you, Emma. Isn't that right, Mr. Wright? Hey, how do you know me? Mia mentioned you. I've heard quite a bit. I'm sorry, what exactly is it that you do? My name is Lana. Lana Sky. I'm chief prosecutor for this district. You're a prosecutor? Just not like Mia. Two sisters, one a lawyer? Could this be a coincidence? Emma, Lana? I mean, they're just like Maya and Mia. It even looks like Maya. Something wrong, Mr. Wright? I wouldn't say wrong. It's a good time to mention that I've never done this case, so I don't actually know anything about this. Something you should know from the start, which is... the suspect in this case has confessed to the crime. Huh? Wait, but the suspect is... me. I did it. Well, Mr. Wright? Well, why don't you begin by telling me exactly what happened? The crime took place yesterday, February 21st, at 5:15 p.m. That's quite specific. It was in the witness's deposition. The witness clearly saw me committing the crime. Why, that was a bit of bad luck, wasn't it? The crime took place in the underground parking lot at a prosecutor's office. The body was found in the trunk of my subordinate's car. The prosecutor's office, huh? Your subordinate's car trunk? Classic. I was arrested on the spot, caught red-handed, as it were. Oh, that's just great. So, who was the victim? An investigator with the police department. I suppose the correct term is detective. A detective? Death was due to a loss of blood. He was stabbed once in the stomach. By you? Death wasn't immediate, but the wound was fatal. I see. Let me repeat myself, Mr. Wright. The victim was a detective. You know what that means, don't you? Uh-oh. What, Mr. Wright? What does it mean? Well, it means the police department will consider it a matter of pride to have me found guilty. It will use any means at their disposal to do so. I feel like it's worse and worse with everything I learn. So you're the chief prosecutor? That is correct. I'm responsible for overseeing every trial handled by the prosecutors in this district. And make sure the prosecutors have what they need to do the job and manage every aspect. Those are my responsibilities in a nutshell. I'll be large nutshell. Still, I'm a little surprised. I think you'd recognize the district's chief prosecutor, Mr. Wright. Huh? In fact, it seems impossible you would. Lana? What happened to your hand? Oh, this? I cut myself by accident when I stabbed him, that is. Huh? I'm not very good at being a criminal, I suppose. I'm supposed to defend this. I'll change the subject. Wait, she's in the class ahead of Mia, wasn't she? You were in school with Mia, correct? A few years above her? Emma tells you that too, did she? Well, why not? You could drag him all the way here from this office. His office. Although it seems he has very little in common with Mia. Hey. It was in law school. It was in my 3rd year and she was auditing the class. It's different than the other students. Different? She was strong. Could do anything to become a defense attorney. Anything. That is probably why she was attracted to me. Excuse me? Intellectually attractive. Lana was top of her class in school. It was the best there was. Oh. Did pretty good in school too, by the way. It's a bit different when Emma says it. Well, Mr. Wright? Excuse me. As you can plainly see, I am admitting my guilt. I think it's safe to say. There's no way you can take this case. None. But Lana... Why? Why are you doing this to me? You never think of anyone but yourself. Dang. I know you didn't do it, Lana. I know! So how can you say you did? If I lose you, I'll be all alone. I hate you, Lana. Dang. Mr. Wright? Yeah? I believe our discussion here is ended. The rest, I leave to you. You're requesting my services as your defense? Don't lose any sleep over it. The client has confessed, after all. The case is over. Alright, I'll do what I can to get to the bottom of this. Oh boy. Lana has confessed to the crime, yes. But something doesn't fit. Except looking at his eyes. Something else going on here. I'm gonna find out what. I'm sorry, Mr. Wright. Huh? About what? My sister. She's not always like that, you know? I just never expected to be defending another prosecutor again. She's changed a lot. She used to be so gentle, always smiling. Everybody liked her. I see. So I'm having trouble imagining that. What happened to her? I don't know for certain myself. Maybe she... well, maybe not. I think there's something there that defies a simple scientific explanation. Let's go check out this underground parking lot at the prosecutor's office, shall we? Okay. Alright, well... let's get there. This does not look like a parking lot. It looks more like a science facility. Underground parking lot. So this is the lot where it all happened. Looks like they're still investigating. Funny, my first visit to the prosecutor's office should be like this. Hey everyone, keep up the good work! Hey, what are you thinking? Well, they're going to be my coworkers 3 years from now, after all. No harm in saying hello. Actually, there is. You know, attorneys aren't supposed to examine crime scenes. I'm trying to not stand out too much here, see? Hey there! You expect to go unnoticed here, partner? Partner? Don't you? Oh. Oh, not Gumshoe. What do we have here? Looks like a bambina got loose from the ranch and is up to no good. Folks gotta learn to keep them doggies tied down, partner. Mr. Marshall. Marshall? Like a sheriff to me. Looky here, Bambina. I know how you feel. But this is my gang's gold strike, see? Strike? This is our claim, our territory, with a motherload of evidence. You're fixing to mess with what's ours? You'll regret it, partner. You know what dreams the cacti out in the desert dream? Do you want to? What's this guy talking about? We've had a long home now. Happy trails, Bambina. Was that, hombre, a friend of yours? Kinda, sorta. Yeah, he's a detective. He thinks he's a sheriff from the Wild West, it seems. Well, what a weird guy. Oh. Alright. Oh, I guess we'll start left to right. That's where the cars leave the lot? Here on the ground makes it look more like an entrance. What are you talking about? It's plainly an exit. Well, maybe it's both. Kind of a dual purpose? Aha, the theory of relativity. What, gotta write this down. Hey, Mr. Wright? Maybe, you know, was Mr. Relativity German? Or was he British? Mr. Relativity? Are you sure that was his name? Oh boy. Oh boy. Well, at least you just want to steal everything. What's this? A wallet. Excuse me, officer? Wait, what are you doing, Mr. Wright? What am I doing? I just found this wallet, so I'm handing it over to the police. I don't believe it. This is real basic. Anything at a crime scene is evidence. Let's be scientific about this, please. Just put it in your pocket. How is that scientific? Sounds like theft to me. Wallet hastily stuffed in the pocket. I'm called to duty already. And at my tender age. Here, I'll teach you the trick to examining evidence in detail, okay? Her eyes are sparkling. I can tell she's been waiting for this. Okay, now, look at the court record. You have to be sure to examine evidence carefully on all sides. Now let's start examining from every angle. Oh, look! There might be a clue here. Check it out with the press the A button. Are we gonna open it? Oh. This is an ID card. Sergeant Bruce Goodman, ID number 5842189. See? Well, isn't scientific investigation useful? I guess, though I don't see what science has to do with it. Goodman's ID added to the court record. Be sure to examine every piece of evidence we find. I guess I've got to be on my toes from now on. Alright then. New mechanics. It's always nice to see. Look, stylish glass walled room. Very nice. The whole parking lot from in there. It says security. Perhaps it's a cafe? Huh? Cafe security. Yeah, that must be it. Let's check it out later. I hate to break it to you, but I think that's probably just a security guard's office. You know, I scored a 97 on my science test the other day. I really don't have a test for common sense. Honestly, though? Look, a door! This must mean something. I'm not sure that doors mean anything. No, it won't open. Mysterious lock. I failed to see what's mysterious about it. Mr. Wright, you need to learn to enjoy life more. Let's finish our investigation first, shall we? Boy. Hey, a ladder. Aha! A ladder! That's a step ladder? That's the difference. Scientific terms, please. It's scientific, huh? Yeah, the basic nature of things, Mr. Wright. It all seems so horribly familiar somehow. Oh my god. Okay. This wall is in our way? Got a faucet for water. Wait, I know! This wall is merely a facade hiding the truth. This is no wall, but a water tank. I fail to see how it makes any difference either way. Here, a phone! Let's see if it works. Hey, don't touch stuff we don't need to be touching. I can't hear anything. My ears. No, my ears! Maybe it's due to the barometric pressure? What is she babbling on about? Hey, what did you just say? See, you can hear just fine. The phone's broken. The phone's broken, huh? What a phone? An oil drum? Looks like it's filled with water. It's heavy. I can't even budge. The drum over here is on its side. Wait, I know. I'll hide in here and do a stakeout. I think he'll probably just get arrested. Actually, may not even have to hide in the drum to get arrested. What? I'm not suspicious. It's pretty suspicious. Well, time to waste. Let's get hunting for clues. I wonder what this is. Well, partner, looks like you got no intention of going home quietly. The sheriff. Like I said before, this here's our claim. You best be moseying along, unless you're fixing to bite the bullet. Yeah, scary. Did you just tell us one thing? Who owns that car? Well, well. The little filly's got a good nose on her. Wanna know who rides that red Mustang with the body on her saddle, eh? Please? No problem, partner. Got time for vittles anyway. Get yourself to the saloon up on the 12th floor of the prospector's office. Let's just find a cerveza you like. Prospector's office? Where does this guy think he is? And when, for that matter? Note to self, look up vittles. Saloon, cerveza. Maybe we should check out room 1202, the High Prosecutor's office. In any case, stay away from the car. You can look around here all you like, just keep your paws off our claim. Right. Great. Great. Maybe there's some clues around here, Mr. Wright. Let's go check it out. Excuse me. Are you two all set? Us? Who? You look like a Pokemon character. What's this? She couldn't be. You're selling lunches here? What's a crime scene? Hello. Half and half, was it? Oh, thanks. And you, sir? Yeah? Some crunchy goodness coming at you? Thanks. Interesting way of doing business. This area is off limits to anyone without clearance, especially passers-by. Who are you officers? No, but you don't exactly look like the type that have clearance. Well, that's hardly a way to greet someone. Even if my days of the cough-up queen are over. Cough-up? Huh? You know, I'm feeling kind of full. Maybe I'll pass on lunch. I'm quite connected to this case, you see. The images are burned into my eyes, you might say. Yes, all the sordid secrets. Secrets? Dear me. You are a slow one, aren't you? I'm referring to the murder, the stabbing of that detective. What? The witness clearly saw me committing the crime. You mean you're the witness? My sister was talking about you. Please, cough up, Queen. Tell us what happened. The name is Angel Star. Don't you go forgetting it. Or before you know it, I'll have you whimpering at my heels. This is still game 1. That's why it still says Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney and not Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney 2. Yes, ma'am. She means it. Somehow I knew. Yesterday was the day of destiny. I knew something was going to happen. Just like I know the daily special on Friday every week in Salmon is Salmon. Destiny? Is this like special for some reason? You're a defense attorney, right? You should know that. You should know the foul misdeeds of the evil ones who haunt this den of inequity. Evil ones? Prosecutors. They have no qualms at all about blackening the name of innocence. Yesterday, they paid homage to the most evil one of all. They gave an award for King of Prosecutors. What a farce. Oh, she's saying there was some sort of prosecutors' convention yesterday? I was almost compelled to lace their lunches with something foul. Do you have a personal grievance against prosecutors or something? Is there some kind of scientific evidence of this, evil? Young miss. Mock me at your own risk. You'll soon find out why they call me the Cough-Up Queen. You. The most heinous of all the evil ones. The one they awarded yesterday. It was in his car that they found the body. Proof that he devours the evilest lunches of all. Really? Really what? I'm totally confused. One thing's clear, this lunch lady is the thing against prosecutors. Ironically enough, though she might look older, for one, that's not Maya. And two, she's actually a year younger than Maya. So, what exactly was it you witnessed, Miss Star? It was a fascinating spectacle, to be sure. I now feel I know what they say when they talk about a woman's wrath. See Lana Sky wield that knife so... Her knife flashed in anger, bringing him to a sad end. It was truly a sight to see. You mean you saw the very moment of the crime? The sound of his silvery ties. What? In this world being cruelly cut still rings in my ears. And the rhythmic beat of Lana Sky's knife. Wait a second, you know Lana Sky? Of course. It's quite a feat, becoming chief prosecutor. How many lunchboxes of sin did she pack to make that journey, I wonder? She always travels light. But why would this pretty lunch lady know the chief prosecutor's name? Can I ask you a bit about yourself, Miss Star? I come here every day to sell lunches. I import only the freshest and best from the Far East. For some reason, the box lunches are a hit here. Why not make the lunches here rather than import them? Did you say something? No? Only true connoisseurs can understand. The kind you can only tell someone who has tried General Tso's Trilobite lunch set. Trilobite? Trilobite? Never mind, you win. I don't even want to appreciate part of a Trilobite's flavor. Anyway, I come here every day to sell lunches. Do you sell, what was it, Rainbow Lioli? I want some Rainbow Lioli. My boyfriend works in the security room here at the prosecutor's office. Your boyfriend? See, the security room over there? The glass-walled booth? I sell my lunches, and since I'm here anyway, I drop in to see him. If you're here anyway, I guess selling lunches is more important than romance. So the scientifically analyzed the data available so far. You, Miss Star, are a lunch vendor with an ulterior motive for coming here. Useful analysis. Prosecutor's office. Do you have a bad experience with a prosecutor, Miss Star? I sense some hostility. Hostility? Huh. Perhaps. Prosecutors are all alike. The bigger they get, the worse they smell. Kind of like 10-day-old clams in the chowder. I wonder if Miss Star was involved in some sort of legal trouble in the past. That'd be a sure cause of food poisoning, scientifically speaking, of course. I mean, now you're talking cough-up queen. But she was just a lunch vendor. I'm not so sure. Well, thank you, I guess? Oh, I can't. Oh, dang, there was a phone on the ground. I guess the phone and the car were connected together as one thing. I don't know who this is. About this card. Lunchline vendors only accept cash, no cards. Especially not a card belonging to someone else. No, this isn't a credit card. It's an ID card. It belongs to a detective? And you're showing this to me. The lunch lady. Why? It's like showing a fine honeyed ham to a detective. I always feel like I'm being mocked. Well, alright. I suppose we should probably head to the High Prosecutor's office. Hey, it's still Samurai! Is that Edgeworth? Like, top? Interesting. This is the kind of room that just screams, I can do the job. Gotta change from your office, really. Thanks. Look! There's a trophy or something there. A trophy? What, that shield? Takes real nerve to display stuff like this. There's offices, they must be a real stuck-up jerk. Phoenix Wright. You never tire of prying in other people's business, do you? That voice? Is it Edgeworth? It is Edgeworth! That explains the thing. Long time no see, Edgeworth! Huh? Ah! Mr. Edgeworth! Do you know him from somewhere? Of course! I'm his biggest fan! My sister introduced us once, and... Right. Sister is the chief prosecutor, after all. Well, what brings you here? I warn you, I've been known to be a real stuck-up jerk. No, did I? No. It was just Mr. Right here, he... Hey, don't blame me. We're just here to investigate a murder case. Murder? The body was found in this nasty, bright red sports car in the parking lot? That would be my car. What of it? What? Your car? I'll say one thing, you certainly can't scream. Your car? I just had a car. Yeah, and so he is a fan of the Steel Samurai. Hey, a chessboard. Not too up on my chest, but it looks like blue's in a bit of a tight spot. The red knights have surrounded the blue pawn. Huh? Those horses are mounted knights. Their swords have really sharp edges. Check out that poor pawn. His head's kind of spiky. That reminds me of you. Mr. Edgeworth must be an avid chess player. What's wrong, Mr. Wright? Edges surrounding the pawn with spiked hair. Nah, it's nothing. It couldn't be. I've been wondering, what the heck is this? There's a big K on it. Prosecutors. Huh? What's that? It's the King of Prosecutors trophy. King of Prosecutors? It's a great honor. They send that shield to the best prosecutor each year. What? So? So that K, that's... K stands for king. Yeah, you got a problem with that? I didn't design the thing. King of Prosecutors? Kinda like Employee of the Month, only better! King of Prosecutors trophy, added to the court record. King of Edgeworth, King of the Prosecutors. That's the PD on the day of the murder. Okay. Check is even lacier than the usual one. This must be this must be his lucky trial jacket. Lucky jacket. Alright, I've never seen him wear it. I'm sure there's a story behind why it's in a frame. Maybe I'll be naughty and take a picture. I'm getting way too excited about this. My, what an amazing bouquet. Just right for Mr. Edgeworth. No kidding. There's a carve on it. Back from the dead? Wendy? Wendy. I've heard that name somewhere before. And beside it, a giant steel samurai. I want one. Huh? Something written on the bottom of his foot. Between a rock and a hard place. Wendy. Wendy. Is he Mr. Edgeworth's fiancée? I highly doubt that. I don't think so. Good old bag. How I don't miss her whatsoever. Oh, cute. What a pretty tea set. I go more for the instant tea bags myself. Amazing. Drawer below is filled with packets of tea leaves. All sorted by place of origin and flavor. Look at this royal blend. What an exquisitely splendid concoction. Such a thing as taking a hobby too far. I don't know about that one, Phoenix. Whoa. Good view. Must be nice to have an office on the 12th floor. I guess you would feel important. Incidentally, for you to jump out of this window, the time until impact the ground would be... Got it! Approximately 3.23 seconds. That can't be correct. That's gonna know. I mean... I got maybe? I don't know. The work desk? It's quite tidy as one might expect. What a nice desk. Easy to use and easy on the eyes. It's polished so well I can see on reflection. Oh, hey, Gumshoe. Strange. Why don't I just picture Detective Gumshoe? You able to take that name plaque as a souvenir? Don't. They'll sue you. Yeah, Edgeworth seems like the kind of guy that would do that. One more thing to investigate. That's the King of the Prosecutor shield, huh? Well done, Edgeworth. You must be proud to be the King of the Prosecutors. Congratulations, King of Prosecutors. Please stop saying that. That still doesn't explain one thing. Why is the tip of the shield broken off? Well, my first thought it was a design choice. Mr. Edgeworth has such a comfy sofa. Sofas like this make me want to curl up and take a nap. But he pores over his case files here into the wee hours of the morning. He takes off his jacket, rolls up his sleeves, goes to sleep using his arms as a pillow. I don't believe it. She's actually daydreaming about Edgeworth working. But in the morning, he has sofa hair, and little creases in his cheek from the seams. He's so cool. Sofa hair is cool? Apparently. Alright, so the body was found in your car. Go ahead, say it right. You think I did it, don't you? After you went through all that trouble to help me last year, no less. No, we don't think you did it. I mean, it was my sister who stabbed him. Wait, no, she didn't do that. I mean... Wait. So you're the chief prosecutor's little sister, then? Yes, namaskar. It's nice to meet you again. That didn't sound forced at all. Ah, now I remember. You've really grown. I'll admit, it was a surprise for me, too. Think that my own car would become the scene of a murder. More surprising still, I'm being forced to prove my superior's guilt. I can understand— Wait! What did you say? Lana Skye is the chief prosecutor, the top prosecutor in the district. She can't prosecute herself, so I'll be the prosecutor at the trial tomorrow. You... Mr. Edgeworth? Oh god, no. Not him again! Well, I guess we get one final bout. Be honest. It's a bit of a miracle I'm still here at all. What do you mean? Rumors. You've heard the rumors about me, haven't you? Miles Edgeworth. I remember a time where there weren't rumors about this guy. Forging evidence, arranging false testimony, illegal searches, you name it. Thanks to you, my innocence was established in the trial at the end of last year. However, there are some who say I'm the one responsible for the current incident. What? That's crazy. Some people need very little excuse to think ill of others. It's a fact of life, impossible to stop. But some of them even go so far as to present me with toys like this. They think it's funny. Toys? A bronze shield? There's gotta be a story behind that one. Chief Prosecutor Skye? Yes. We first worked together on a case 2 years ago. It was my first big case. That's right, I remember. 2 years ago? I wasn't even a lawyer yet. Since then, I always felt that she was looking out for me. It appears I was mistaken. Mistaken? Why? I mean, I know she's not the warmest person. I'm sure she felt some responsibility for you. Yeah, why? Why did she stab someone in the trunk of my car? Not only that, she stabbed him with my knife. What? What? Mr. Edgeworth, your knife was the murder weapon? To be specific, it was the knife I keep in the toolbox in the trunk of my car. Edgeworth's knife, like the court murder weapon, usually in Edgeworth's toolbox, traces a victim's blood, no prints. Edgeworth? What? You sure you didn't do it? Come on, can't you take a joke? You have a strange sense of humor, Mr. Wright. Oh. Say, Edgeworth, I was wondering about this. Mr. Wright? Huh? What? Are you sure you should be showing that to Mr. Edgeworth? Oh. I'll take it for sure, won't he? I wish I could be on the same side as Mr. Edgeworth. Then my sister would be found guilty. If it says any deeper, I'm gonna start getting depressed. So let's not... Let's go back to the parking lot. There's nothing else to talk about. We could ask him... I guess we could check the knife. So apparently there were no prints. It's supposed to be the victim's blood, right? Either that or Edgeworth cut himself peeling an apple. What's Edgeworth doing with a knife like this anyway? Hey, maybe he spends his weekends roughing it in the wild. Edgeworth? In the wild? I think my fruit thing theory is more likely. You kidding? I always picture him as an outdoorsman. That's a scary thought. Wait, nothing else here. This is definitely new. I dig the mechanic, though. It's interesting. Ooh, what's this? Hey, check it out! There's a metal plate here. Looks like the names of all the previous recipients are engraved on it. Wow, I think it's listed a bunch of times. Von Karma. Guess he must be a foreigner? Yeah, that's probably it. Well, where is he from? Must have been an amazing prosecutor. I'd like to meet this Mr. Von Karma sometime. When she says it, his name does have a ring to it. Yeah. They literally beat him in a trial 2 months ago. Well, that appears to be it. Alright. Name ID number are written here? Sergeant Bruce Goodman, ID number 5842189. I wonder why they only use the numbers for IDs. What else would they use? Letters, silly! Don't recently have a written language in the first place. True. Sergeant Bruce Goodman. ID. Yabba-dab. See? Wouldn't that be better? Yabba-dab. Well, it does have a certain ring to it. Exactly my point! Teehee. Doesn't take much to amuse her. Well, she's 16, what do you expect? Alright, well... that's all the evidence we have. I can investigate my attorney badge. Man, look at that. 26381. That's what the back of the badge looks like. I just thought it had a safety pin. Each badge has a number carved into it. Although you can tell which attorney it belongs to. You couldn't lend your badge to anyone? No, I'd be found out right away. Well, that's no fun. Oh, that's cool. 23681. Number that we will probably not need to memorize whatsoever. I don't think there's anything to examine here, right? Yeah. There's nothing new. There's the arrow on the floor. It's pretty safe up there. Let's take a look at this. Ew. Yes? You said you wanted some hot tea, right? No, but thanks. Shouldn't even look at me. Must have to brew the leaves a long time to get rich flavor like this. We pre-infuse the leaves with steam before brewing. I knew it! So that's the secret to their aroma. Exquisite. The thing I'm smelling here is a wasted time. Alright. Guess we could go back to the detention center. Talk to, okay, we're not. I see, I see. Clearly, this means you gotta present something to someone. Okay. Probably Edgeworth would be my guess. Perhaps the knife. It's against my policy to discuss evidence with the defense. Especially with you. He doesn't like you much, does he, Mr. Wright? Nah, with Edgeworth it's never personal. It's all about winning tomorrow. Need the trophy? So, basically it says that you were the best of best last year, huh? You can't take that foolish grin or you can take that foolish grin elsewhere, right? I lost a day of work to receive that travesty. Huh? Where's that? I had to go to the police department to receive that broken shield. The police department? Yes, right next to the police station downtown. You've been there, haven't you? Where? Detective Gumshoe works? Yeah. I was wondering something about your shield. Why is it broken? What doesn't matter? I've got more important things to worry about. Oh, right. Doesn't seem too concerned about his award, better for worse. Yesterday was a very busy day for the prosecutor's office. Maybe you should ask him more about yesterday. Yeah, maybe. Can you tell me more about yesterday? The day of the murder? Yesterday was the annual cleaning day of the prosecutor's office. Cleaning day? Working with the police department, we'd sort and file all evidence for solved cases. We call it evidence transferal. Wiping your hands of old cases, in other words. Oh, and another thing. The ceremony was held at the police department. There's an annual review and awards for outstanding police officers and prosecutors. And that's when you got the shield. I was at the police department yesterday afternoon. I got back here at 5:12. That's very precise. Look at myself and Mr. Edward pride ourselves on our precision, Mr. Wright. No, I place little faith in my memory. The only thing I trust is solid evidence. Edward's parking slip, under the court record. Record of parking in the prosecutor's office lot at 512. Parking stub 221. This is the parking stub from the underground lot. Murder took place around 5:15. So the murder happened right after you got back. What right? I'd appreciate it if you direct that suspicious glare elsewhere. Oh, this guy. Excuse me, but Mr. Edgeworth, anywhere on the premise? I'm Edgeworth. What is it? I'm here, sir, at the request of the chief, sir. I've got your report, sir. Report? What? Did you find new evidence in the case against Chief Prosecutor Sky? I don't like the way this conversation is going at all. Sky, sir? No, sir. No name like that kind, sir. Not in this report, sir. I think I just heard Edgeworth's lid blow. Mr. Edgeworth's lid isn't on very tight, is it? I made a clear request to the police department, did I not? I need to focus on the trial tomorrow, so don't bring me anything unrelated. Sir, but, sir, I'm just following orders, sir. They told me to bring this to you. I wasn't aware of the particulars of your arrangement with, sir. Give me your name. Yes, sir. Meekins, sir. Officer Meekins. Right. Officer Meekins, take your report with me. Good luck with that raise next month. But, sir, I didn't know. Poor guy. It's like he was absent on the day they gave out Fareen's good luck. Right. Yes, sir? Ah, God, you got me off guard. As you can see, I'm busy. May leave now. Let's see what he says, Mr. Wright. The victim was a detective from the same department as that patrolman just now. Down to the police department. You can ask more there. Thanks. Seems he was finally calmed down, at least. Oh, alright. Let's go head over to the police station. I guess we'll get to talk to Gumshoe. Hey, the Blue Badger. Phew, finally here. Why did they put the police department so far away from the prosecutor's office? Beats me, that's like almost 30 minutes by taxi, and traffic wasn't even that bad. The police department, huh? Only ever been to criminal affairs next door. Huh? Hold on, what's that? Oh, look at it, it's so adorable. Disturbing. How does it undulate like that? Oh, wait, I know, this is the Blue Badger. They're trying to make him the police mascot. Wow, Mr. Wright, you sure know a lot about the police. Still, he does seem familiar somehow. Forget the Blue Badger. Who's that next to him? Someone appears to be dancing with the Blue Badger? Uh-oh, he noticed me. He sure is running over here fast. Hey, pal! What are you doing here? That's my line, Detective Gumshoe. Specifically, why are you dancing over here? What? Well, at least he doesn't seem to be busy. This is our chance to get information. Hey, I'll have you know I'm a very busy man, pal. I'm sure you are. I'll give you one word of advice, pal. You'd better not agree to defend the suspect in this case. Why not? Huh? Well, it's just that the chief prosecutor has confessed to the crime. Just as she summoned the detective to the prosecutor's office and she killed him. But what if she's not telling the truth? Yes, well, no. Come on, pal, there's plenty of evidence against her. But what if the evidence is faked? Hey, pal, can I speak to you for a second? Huh? Me? Why is that little girl so peeved at me? She's a relative of the suspect. She's Alana Sky's sister. Whoa! The chief prosecutor's little sister! Please investigate this case carefully, okay? Scientifically. Yes, sir. Oh, by the way, you might want to keep your voices down. You don't want to be overheard using words like fake. Huh? It's just a sensitive issue with us these days. I can imagine after all the issues you had with on Karma. So, what are you doing here, Detective Gumshoe? Me? Oh, well, nothing really. They kicked me out of criminal affairs. Detective Gumshoe? What'd you do this time? What do you mean, this time? Then what happened? Well, things are busy right now. With my sister's case and all. It's true. We've never had a chief prosecutor murder anyone before. Only the highest-ranked people are being led into criminal affairs now. The lowest-ranking guy in there is our chief of detectives. They're not letting any of us rank-and-file detectives in at all. None of you? Well, this is an important trial, but isn't that a little odd? So, anyway, I thought I'd spend the day getting the Badger dance down pat. So is there anything else you could be doing? The chief of police himself is directing this investigation, pal. And Officer Marshall. God, I've left these in 30 minutes. They're so dumb. And Officer Marshall was assigned to the underground parking lot. Officer Marshall? I think about it. I did seem to know that Marshall guy. The patrolman in charge of the crime scene. It's unheard of, pal. The detectives in there look pretty busy. Imagine, right now, those doors, police drama in action. Somehow the thought fails to excite me. I was wondering about that... What, the Dancing Blue Badger? It's my masterpiece. Go. You made this, Detective Gumshoe? The chief threw together some design and I just did the thing, pal. Nice work. It's battery-powered, so it could go anyway. There's no switch, so it just dances until the batteries die. Poor Blue Badger, hitting the dance until he drops. A work of art designed by the chief of detectives and created by Detective Gumshoe. Alright. Usual wanted posters are hanging up on the bulletin board here? Do you know this face? If you do, call 911. You know, Mr. Wright, I've always thought it was kind of funny. I've never seen anyone who looked like these people on these posters. They hardly even look human. Just a point. Mr. Wright, do you know why patrol cars are painted black and white? No idea. Why? Hell, I think they're designed after a panda. Panda? Not that I have scientific proof. It's just a theory. Maybe asking how you came up with that theory? Also, theory is the incorrect word. You should be saying that's just a hypothesis. Just saying. That's when I was on a school trip. I saw a patrol car and it came to me. I just been at the zoo, see? What about zebras? Or do they not have those at your zoo? I guess not. Look, the patrolman is saluting the other guy. Must be a detective. And then I said, hey, you do that. Your soup will get cold, buddy. That's hilarious, sir. I laughed so hard I cried. I guess he was saluting. I guess he wasn't saluting. He was wiping tears from his eyes. They're a good pair. I agree. They do make a good pair. Alright, so you know nothing. Huh. Detective Gumshoe? Can you tell me about this? Huh? Hey, pal. This is a detective's ID card. You can't just keep that. I'm gonna turn that into the police. People like you that get me into so much trouble all the time. Detective Gumshoe must drop his car a lot. Let's see. Bruce Goodman. Goodman? Sounds familiar. Nah, my mistake. But can you work together with him in criminal affairs? Whoa, now I remember! Bruce Goodman! He's the victim! That's what I thought. Well, that's what I thought. Can you tell us more, Detective Gumshoe? Can you tell us more about good old Bruce Goodman? So, this ID card belonged to the victim. He was a detective, like myself. Detective Bruce Goodman. Don't you think it's strange? I mean, why would the victim's ID card be lying on the ground where we found it? Well, Detective Goodman should have been at the police department yesterday. There was an evidence transferal for a case he handled 2 years ago. Evidence transferal? Stradworth was mentioning that too. But Detective Goodman was killed at the prosecutor's office. Well, that's the thing. It's hard to say this, but... well, it is that Chief Prosecutor Sky called them out there in the parking lot. One is confessing as much. Let's look at the stub, too. Oh boy. Miles Edgeworth, 1712. This was dated on the day of the crime. But it took place 3 minutes after Edgeworth parked his car. Only he had held up a couple extra red lights. Couldn't have been caught up in this whole affair. Perhaps. Just goes to show you never know what'll happen when you run a yellow light. I suppose. Alright. Yes, let's press on the side. Go. Find the Mr. Edgeworth's car, stabbed by the Find the Mr. Edgeworth's car, stabbed with Mr. Edgeworth's knife, huh? Who would drive Chief Prosecutor Scott to do such a thing? Wait, I didn't mean... I mean, sure, of course someone else really did it. Someone who must have, someone must have had a grudge against Mr. Edgeworth. Car and the knife do seem a little too well organized to be a coincidence. Poor Mr. Edgeworth. What could have happened? Learn a little more about what's going on with Edgeworth. Hey, that's it! That's the King of Prosecutors award that Mr. Edgeworth got yesterday. Did we get the award ceremony, Detective Gumshoe? Of course, pal! I got an award for diligence myself. Ah, congratulations. I was wondering, why is the award a shield? And why is it broken? Oh, there's a reason. I'll tell you what it is later. Apparently he's forgotten. But I was proud of Mr. Edgeworth for winning that award. Even with all the naysayers in the prosecutor's office. Naysayers? Must be because of the rumors. Find Mr. Edgeworth's car. Stabbed with Mr. Edgeworth's knife, huh? Okay. Nothing new in that. Just sad. Edgeworth's caught in another case. Okay. Anything new to talk about? What's troubles? He's in a tough spot again. Again? Yeah. Looks like the last trial, the boat murder. Well, it all started with the murder of that defense attorney, Hammond. But Mr. Edgeworth was found innocent. Listen, pal, there have always been rumors about Mr. Edgeworth. Forged evidence, making deals with witnesses. Nothing outright, but there were always whispered rumors. Ever since he was accused of murder, no one's whispering. They're practically shouting. But there's no evidence against him. Well, Mr. Edgeworth has always had unusually strong ties to the department higher-ups. Only natural that people would be suspicious. I had no idea he was under the gun. Anyway, this latest case has started a new rumor. People say the only reason he took this case is because he's aiming for the chief prosecutor's position himself. What? But I know the truth, pal. Nobody wants to be the one who has to prosecute the chief prosecutor. Mr. Edgeworth's fighting both on this one. He's doing this for all of us. That's all I know about that. I'm not officially on the case, you know. Thank you. Why aren't you handling the case, Detective Gumshoe? You're the guy who is. What was his name? The guy in the parking lot? That'd be Officer Marshall. He was appointed directly by the Chief of Police. Officer Marshall? Is he some kind of Wild West sheriff or something? No, Jake Marshall's just a regular officer. From West LA. For a moment there, I wasn't sure. Look, pal, let me try to make things a little easier for you. Show them this and they'll let you examine the crime scene, maybe. Detective Gumshoe's letter of introduction, added to the court record. See, Detective Gumshoe, as the bearer, to investigate the crime scene. I'm surprised if this gets us anywhere. Just act like you're supposed to be there and nobody will look at you twice, pal. Well, thank you, Gumshoe. You really are always helping us out, huh? February 22nd, prosecutor's office. Grand parking lot. The investigation is still going. Getting back in the shop? Sorry, looks like I'll be stuck in this pit till the sun sleeps. I'll see you in my dreams tonight then, baby. Oh, still here? Hello? Why the surprised look? Didn't I mention? Got a boyfriend in the criminal affairs, too. What happened to the security guard? Hey, what's wrong, Bambina? You're looking like a doggy that lost its herd. Jake Marshall. You're the guy to put in charge of a crime scene. Hey. Would you mind reading this for me? What's this? I warn you, fan letters to me go right to the spittoon. It's a letter of introduction from Detective Gumshoe. Maybe investigate? Gumshoe? Ah, that old cow dog. You holding a birthday party or something? Huh? Look, where it should say letter of introduction, it says invitation. I think he just miswrote it. Wait, why am I getting all defensive here? No worries, this proves it's from Detective Gumshoe. Better than a blood test. Guess I'd better let you in, then. Thank you, Officer Marshall. Oh, that's right, he's a patrolman, not a detective. Which reminds me. Hey, wait a second. Is that a crime scene supposed to be handled by a detective or higher? Well, folks. The clues are calling. Welcome to our gold strike. Be like the settler. Strike out for lands unknown. Manifest destiny. Let's have a hootenanny. Note to self, this investigation should like settling land. Well, Mr. Wright, what do you say? I say I won't be needing this anymore. The Gumshoe's letter of introduction, coupled and discarded. Officer Marshall, tell us more about the victim. Good men always die young, remember that, partner? Should be a little more specific. Bruce Goodman? He was a detective, right? Well, well, aren't you a feisty doggy there now? Detective Goodman was down here at 5:15. Smiling Madonna told me the tale. I think he means the witness, Miss Angel Star. One stabbed in the chest, a fine piece of work. This here's the autopsy report. Goodman's autopsy report in the court record. Death due to loss of blood, one knife wound, died within an hour and a half at 4 p.m. Was my sister involved with the victim in any way? Funny you should mention that, Bambina. Chief Prosecutor Sky and Detective Goodman has nothing in common at all. Nothing in common? They apparently worked together on a case a few years back. There's no motive. Goodman wasn't a particularly gifted detective. That's one reason why he didn't do much work with the Chief Prospector. But my sister called the victim here on the day of the murder, right? Here to this parking lot? So it seems. Like calling an unarmed man to a shootout at high noon. It's high noon. I don't mean any offense, but Officer Marshall, you're a patrolman, right? Not a detective? You calling me out? They shoot you for that in Texas. Huh? I was one of them fancy-shoed detectives till 2 years ago, to tell you the truth. Oh, really? Now he tells me? But you're a patrolman now, so how can you be in charge of a crime scene? Nothing gets by you, does it, Bambina? So why are you in charge? No reason. We're just short hands right now, keeping an eye out on the meantime. That's odd, though. Detective Gumshoe was saying he had nothing to do. Nothing important, at least. He's nothing but a sad old cow dog. I can't find his tail. Maybe it's because he runs with that Edgeworth, eh? Edgeworth? That cow dog's been kicked out of his cattle run by order of the chief of police. Just he don't realize it yet. The Gumshoe kicked out of the investigation. Huh. That certainly is strange. It's like a cell phone. Scientific analysis would suggest this belongs to the victim. I can't think of anyone else it could belong to. What's scientific about that? We check it out? Yeah. Right. Let's check it out. Oh, I see. The game is forcing me to do it. I input none of that. So it's a flip phone. Huh. What's on the radio screen? Radio? Mr. Wright, most phones keep a record of all the calls you've made and received. Or the redial, not radio. I can read. Reading's hard. You just press the blue button to display the last number you called. Convenient, isn't it? Surprised you didn't know about it. It's sorry to disappoint you, but even I know things like redial? Huh? Oh, I'm sorry. It's just, you never know with people from your generation. Whatever, let's just check this phone out. Well, let's push the blue button. Now to see who the owner of this phone called last. Note to self, the defense attorney doesn't think first, he just pushes the button. Beep. I love this. Hey, that song, I know that. Hey, what's going on over there? Oh, sorry. I see you, partner. You pressed the redial on that there phone, didn't you? Well, yeah? Whose phone is this anyway? It was on the ground over there. Whose is it? That belongs to Chief Prospector Sky. What? It's my sister's. She apparently dropped it when she was taken into custody right after the crime. Look, the last call was made right when the murder occurred. Looks like she was fixing to call someone. Except, she only spoke for a few seconds, according to this. Who did she call? No idea. Sorry, partner. Now, I got a question for you, partner. I heard a phone ring just now. One of those newfangled ringtones. Oh, that? I'm sorry, that was my phone. What? Your phone? Yeah, it's kind of strange, but someone called me right as we picked up the other phone. Wrong number? I hope you're not lying. They shoot you for that in Texas, partner. Uh-oh. Instead of the wrath of the Lone Star Patrolman. It's all done at the court record. Okay, Alana Sky. Last call made at 5:18 on the day of murder. Alright! Let's just take a look at the... What's this? It's like a note of some sort? 6-75-12-2? Looks like something's written on it. Goodman? Let's see, 6-7S-12-2? There's a name printed on the paper above that. Goodman. Maybe it fell out of his pocket when he was killed. Well, so what does it mean, Mr. Wright? How am I supposed to know? Note to self, for deductive reasoning, go to Edgeworth, not right. I'm sure Edgeworth wouldn't know what this means either. Goodman's not under the court rec. Huh. A block? Yeah, it's reserved for prosecutors. Most attorneys are relegated to B block. Here the day when I will be able to park my car here. I'll go over to B block and buy my hamburgers from you, Mr. Wright. I'm not planning on giving up my job, that's it. A lot of cars here. Like, what's up with this car up here? B block is through there. It's through Visitor's Park. I can see the lunch lane car over there, far in the distance. Hey, you're right. It's a cute design on the door. I can see a cartoon cow munching down on a juicy-looking steak. Doesn't that strike you as a little creepy? Just don't think too deeply about it and you'll be fine. It's like, oh god, what was that ice cream? The cow ice cream. Right? Or the cow... Is it ice cream or is it cheese? One of the two. Right? Where, like, it's like the cow, like, eating it. While, like, a lot of the commercials, and it's like, that's weird. Talk. On the sky. So there's no connection between Detective Goodman and my sister? That's correct, but there's a gold mine of evidence against her. And the prospector tomorrow is none other than Edgeworth himself. I'm afraid your sister's fate is decided, Bambina. Many condolences. Officer Marshall. Yeah, Bambina? How can you say that? You and my sister? You were... Is there something between this cop and her sister that I don't know about? I apologize, Bambina. Something must have gotten to me. Maybe it's that dry wind that's blowing through the prospector's office. Dry wind or ill will? Someone's up to something here. Suspicions about Mr. Edgeworth have been flying around for nearly 2 years now. Forged evidence and arranging testimonies, you mean? He was unbeatable because he did whatever it took to win. Unbeatable, that is. Till he met you. But rumors are just rumors, aren't they? These are prosecutors we're talking about. Evidence is everything to them. If you follow the rumors about Edgeworth to their source, you find one person. But they're off limits. Untouchable, you might say. One person? Who? Hate to say this, but it's your sister, Bambina. Chief Prospector Lana Sky. What? My sister? Edgeworth couldn't rustle all those cattle by himself. Some people load their guns with bullets. Some people load them with deals. What you're saying... Wait, I'm sorry, what? You're saying Edgeworth was making deals to win trials? Where there's gunshots, there's bound to be bullets. That's why the old-timers say... What the old-timers say? There's a big old secret hidden around here somewhere. Everyone knows it. Drug Detective Gumshoe was taken off the case. They target him because he was the closest Edgeworth? So, well, how are we doing, Mr. Wright? I guess we've got some clues. Got an autopsy report, a note from the victim, and a cell phone. So, you think we'll be okay? Well, the only thing still bothering me is that Lana's confessing to the crime. She says she did it. No problem. I can guarantee that she's not the criminal. Oh, by the way, Emma? Yes? You know that song your phone plays? When it rings? What? Yeah. Is it still Samurai? Yeah, it's the Still Samurai theme song, isn't it? A popular TV show for kids? The phone that rang earlier wasn't mine. It was yours. At 5:18, just after the murder took place, your sister called you, didn't she, Emma? I'm sorry. Can you tell me what she talked about? She hung up right away. I see. Cell phone updated in the court record. Lana Sky, last call made to her sister Emma at 5:18 on the day of the murder. The detective is murdered and the suspect is the top prosecutor in the district. Got a bad feeling about this. Like, they still don't know everything that went on here. To be continued. Right here, right now! We're gonna keep going! We're still good. I have no reason to stop here. Alright. Continuing on. Day 2. Trial Former. That's new. February 23rd, 9:34 a.m. District Court. Defendant Lobby Number 2. How did the investigation go yesterday, Mr. Wright? Frankly, there's still a lot of gray areas. Or rather, the whole thing is one big gray area. Don't worry about me. No matter what the outcome, I'm ready to accept my fate. I believe in you, sis. Mr. Wright, let me offer you a word of advice. Yeah? Defense attorneys should never believe their client. The defendant is called to the trial because they are suspected of wrongdoing. Never forget that. Miss Sky, you remind me a lot of Mia. There's one decisive difference between you and her. That is, you're not a defense attorney. I believe it's almost time for the trial. Good luck, Mr. Wright. I'm gonna need it, because I have no idea what's going on. First trial without a Fae helping me. Someone's gonna bail me out this time. Oh, hi. I'll be alone in there. But I have to discover the truth all by myself. Let's do it, Mr. Wright! I'll be with you the whole way. She really does look a lot like Maya. I mean, I assume they probably use, like, the same, like, basic face and, like, body structure for her. Well, it's been a while. Court is now in session for the trial of Miss Lana Sky. The defense is ready, Your Honor. The prosecution has been ready for a while, Your Honor. Edgeworth. Yeah. It's been 2 months, but I haven't been in a courtroom since this trial. It's been a while since I've been against Edgeworth. I hope the personal feelings will not be a part of the proceedings today, Mr. Wright. I will choose the path I think is right regardless of what those around me might say. The judgment to be made here is in our hands, not those of anyone else. Very well, Mr. Edgeworth, your opening statement, please. Chief Prosecutor Lana Sky has committed an unpardonable crime. Not only this, but she was rash enough to commit it in the prosecutor's office lot. Oh, he's a much more forceful person. I suddenly feel like confessing to everything. However, she will now pay for her rashness with her life. I was a witness to her crime. A professional witness. Well then, call your first witness, Mr. Edgeworth. The prosecution calls its first witness Miss Angel Star to the stand. The cough-up queen. Haven't I seen you somewhere? You ordered the caviar lunch, right? Oh, caviar! I've never eaten caviar before. I'm just really wolfing it down. Ah, and for you, I have a fiesta bowl. Thanks. Will the witness state her name and profession? Ah, and you, sir. Did you order the fingerprint lunchbox? It is too early for lunch. Your name and profession, please. Well, Your Honor. How does it taste? So this is why everyone raves about caviar. It's so tasty it hurts. I always thought caviar would taste like pickled tapioca. What the heck does pickled tapioca taste like? Name, profession, now. Me? My name is Angel Star. Don't go forgetting it. I find myself running Lunchland these days. Is that what you wanted me to say, Mr. Edgeworth? Very well, witness. Please describe the incident to us. The prosecution will wait. I'm not finished eating. Read up. Very well, Mr. Edgeworth. As you know, we usually call on the police to provide a description of the crime. Your Honors, Mr. Edgeworth has said to the court, I am a professional. Huh. What exactly does that mean? Until 2 years ago, Miss Angel Star was a special investigator with the police. She was a first-rate homicide detective. What? Miss Star was a detective? Ah-ha! I know who you are. Cough up. Cough up Queen Angel Star, Your Honor. Long time no see. Very well. You may continue with the description, Miss Star. Just who is this lady? If I might have the court's attention over here. Oh god, alright. The parking lot at the prosecutor's office is divided into 2 blocks. A block for the prosecutor's office personnel. B block is for visitors and clients. A chain divider separates the 2 blocks. I suppose that's to keep visitors from taking up prosecutor spaces, yes? The crime took place by a car in the back of A block, in the car's trunk. The killer stabbed the victim with this knife and went to drive the body out. Unfortunately for her, there was a witness and an arrest was made on the spot. And who was this valiant witness? Why, it was me, Your Honor. Working my floor plans out of the court record. Witness, did you see the very moment of the crime? Of course, Your Honor. Immediately after that, I apprehended the chief prosecutor. It's rather cut and dry, doesn't it? Well, that's right. I can't agree on principle, Your Honor. It seems that poor losers are unwilling to accept the truth, Your Honor. So they proceed to crush what little hope they have remaining. If you can, then give them your worst, Miss Star. Wait, are they talking about me? Alright, what is this estimate? Somehow, I always knew a day like this would come. I was on my way to deliver a lunchbox to my boyfriend, when I sensed something. Perhaps it was my finely honed detective's intuition at work. Through the wire fence, I saw the chief prosecutor standing next to a garish car. The chief prosecutor was holding a knife in her right hand. Then she thrust the pointy tip of the knife into Detective Goodman's chest. You got lunchbox to your boyfriend. No touching. As you can see, there's no room for doubt. The key point of your testimony seems to be nothing other than the point of the knife which you saw being stabbed in Detective Goodman. So, how does it feel to be utterly crushed? I'm still thinking about that. It's really a flesh wound, Mr. Wright. It is but a flesh wound. Very well, Mr. Wright. You may cross-examine the witness. This is very different than any of the other 4 trials of Ace Attorney 1. Ah! You start these from the fall. One of these days I won't get surprised by that. One of these days. Somehow I just knew this would come. On my way to deliver a lunchbox to my boyfriend when I said something. Detective's intuition. Through the wire fence, I saw the chief prosecutor standing next to a garish car. The chief prosecutor was holding a knife in her right hand. She thrust the pointy tip of the knife into Detective Goodman's chest. It's only a flesh wound. Relatively speaking, the Star's testimony is flawless. He's fatal to me. What do we do? Is this it? Is my sister guilty? Let's just keep our heads cool and trust the witness a bit, shall we? For some reason, having her panicking next to me makes me calmer. Don't sound like that! How did you know? I respect the prosecutor's basic abhorrence of crime, yet their methods are ugly and twisted. Twisted methods will always lead to tragedy. The lunch lady's uninformed opinion is duly noted. Given that they are used to erasing inconvenient evidence at their whim, killing off a detective that knew too much is merely an extension of that. Miss Star, do you have something personal against prosecutors? I felt that I had found my dream job when I became an investigator. And if I hadn't been laid off by those prosecutors over there, I'd still be one. Laid off? She was fired? To me, prosecutors are nothing more than worms. That said, I'm a pro, as you know. My testimony is unbiased and flawless. Very well. May continue. Okay. She definitely hates prosecutors. This boyfriend, he's a detective? Not that boyfriend, the security guard. That boyfriend? You have several? Yes, this boyfriend, that boyfriend, and the other boyfriend. Care to join? The yet another boyfriend position is still open for applications. For applicants. I'll stick with the lunches, thanks. Note to self, the judge had to think before replying. Security guard room is in the lot in A block. Up on the second level so you can see everything from there. Maybe the room with the security sign. Incidentally, did you bring your lunchbox? Or lunchboxes by car? Since I'm a visitor now, I parked in B block. So, she was in B block when she witnessed the crime. When I sent something? Where are you, a spirit medium? You sent something. So you saying you had a premonition of the murder? It felt like... how would you say? Ah, yes. It was like the feeling you get when you view a pumpkin chock full of seeds. I have no idea what that means. Speaking of a detective's intuition. Wasn't the victim, Mr. Bruce Goodman, also a detective? Yes, well, he was like young cheese. Young cheese? A pale white cheese, not yet tangy with experience on the streets. A greenhorn. But it must be hard, yellowed and sharp as tack. Or I must be. Yeah, the odor of an old cheese to mash. Don't be rude to the judge. In any case... Right? In any case, there in the lot I felt something stirring in the back of my mind. Oh, man. She is tough. Okay. By garish car, you mean? Mr. Edgeworth's car, yes. Mr. Edgeworth's? Incidentally, the knife with which the victim was stabbed was also Mr. Edgeworth's. Wasn't it? Indeed, it was. What an odd case this is. And the person you saw, you were sure was the defendant. I saw her from no further than 30 feet away. I am certain it was her. Telling the truth, we're doomed. Let's just do what we can. Even if we don't have any proof, we can always nip it. Witness. In your testimony, you clearly stated the following. Prosecutors are nothing more than worms. Ergo, you are a biased witness. You just want to keep those silly opinions to yourself in the future, rookie. Huh? Rookie? Unless you're willing to risk the consequences of doubting me. I'll fry you like a fritter, crispy on the outside, chewy on the inside. That was inspiring. I believe I've heard that tagline elsewhere. You could cry plagiarism. I may be relegated to the lowly position of lunchling, but my instincts are honed. Photograph? You took this? The moment I witnessed the crime, my reflexes took over and, snap, I took a picture. In fact, one of my lunchboxes is rigged with a camera. I suppose it's more exciting than just hanging it around your neck. Witness, why am I only seeing this photograph just now? Think I'd show it to you, a prosecutor? Think again. My boyfriend works in the photography division of criminal affairs. Well, this is most certainly the defendant. And photograph added to the court record. Uh-oh. This is unmistakably Lana Sky. Oh, God. Oh, sorry, I'm allergic to losing. So, what was the defendant doing at the time? The prosecutor was holding a knife in her right hand. That is not depicted in the picture. Tell me more about this knife the suspect was carrying. Well, I'd say the blade was about 4 inches long. Is that right, Mr. Edgeworth? It is your knife, after all. Yes, that's about right. Prosecutors are, by nature, well versed in the location of a man's vital organs. I'm sure it was easier than boiling an egg for my egg salad surprise set. You can't testify as to her ability to kill an egg. I mean, a person. Perhaps a chicken salad set would have been a better metaphor. So the defendant was holding a knife. What then? And she thrust the point tip of the knife into the Detective Gibbons' chest. Tell the court why you didn't try to stop this crime. You didn't see her raise the knife to strike, no? The defense has a point. Unfortunately, by the time I realized what was going on, it was already too late. Too late? Yes. The next moment, the chief prosecutor brought down the murder weapon. I see. It's only a punishment, Mr. Wright. You can make it. I've done it before. Anything else? Typically speaking, Mr. Assessment is flawless. Okay. Huh. Let me look at that photo. I know every time I do, it makes me laugh. She's not holding a knife. I think that's what we're doing here. Yeah, she's not holding a knife. And you witnessed this. You saw Miss Sky stab the victim with the knife. As I've already said, yes. I swear it on my finest salmon swirl lunch. I'm sure that is a fine lunch. But, isn't that odd? Look at this photograph. I know I laugh every time I do. This is the photograph you took at the very moment of the crime, is it not? Then why is Miss Sky holding a knife? Mr. Edgeworth, your thoughts? Objection. That had to be the weakest objection ever, Edgeworth. Yet, it was still stronger than your ever-feeble mind, Mr. Wright. What do you mean, Mr. Edgeworth? This photograph was not taken the moment before the stabbing. This was taken the moment after the stabbing. And how can you tell that? Blood splatter. Huh? See the dark crimson stains on the chief prosecutor's coat? But it's a black and white photograph. Oh, it's hard to tell, but this could be blood. Well, Mr. Wright, I see no problem here. No problem, except you. Mr. Wright, are you gonna just sit there and take that kind of abuse? You got a better idea? I guess. What the objection? Wait, that contradicts what the witness said in her testimony. Namely, that she took the picture the moment she witnessed the crime. Well, it seems I was slightly unclear. My apologies. That's it? If you run out of lunch, you order seconds. Problem solved. If you don't like it, try ordering the jumbo-sized lunch from the get-go. Good advice. I'm not sure I understand it, but good advice. I didn't have time to stop her. Prosecutor Sky was cold, calculating, like a robot. She killed without pain or remorse. It was a premeditated murder. Premeditated? How do you know? Get the chief prosecutor's hands in that photograph. Well? Are those gloves? Surgical gloves made of thin rubber, most likely. Why would she have those on? If it was not premeditated, she would not be wearing those gloves. These gloves do seem to tell the tale of premonition, or premeditation. Premeditated murder. Serious offense. Witness, add this to your testimony. Murder was planned. The rubber gloves prove it. Oh, boy. No prints. Death to the loss of blood, one night wound. Died within an hour and a half. of 4 p.m. Victim's memo found in the card. 6-7S 12-2. Well, she's wearing gloves does coincide with the fact there's no print. Oh, man. What if she was just in the habit of wearing gloves? Like, driving gloves? The gloves were admitted as evidence when the defendant was arrested. They were rubber gloves of the kind used for autopsies. In other words, when the chief prosecutor came to the crime scene, she came to do murder. It's the only possible conclusion one can make. Everything was planned. It was a premeditated crime. Impressive. I'm sorry they took off the... I'm sorry they took you off the force, Miss Star. This is bad. I'm thinking this was all planned. She can prove this claim. The trial's already over. Gotta think of a way to show that this wasn't premeditated. It's only Fleshman, Mr. Wright. We can make it. How do we prove it wasn't premeditated? What do we have? What do we have? I mean, it couldn't have, like... They didn't really know each other, right? So how could it have been premeditated? Why would she murder someone she barely knows? Anything on this note? No, just 6-7S 12-2. It's interesting that a barrel's not tipped over in the photograph. Right, because we showed up at the crime scene, one of the barrels was tipped over, but... Here there's two, but only... They're both standing up. I sense something? The wire fence to the chief prosecutor sitting next to a garish car. The murder was planned, the rubber gloves prove it. I don't know about that. But I don't know what to... Perhaps the ID card? No. Did you go to the witness statement? No. Objection overruled. Usually in Edgeworth's toolbox traces victim's blood, no prints. This is tough. This is very tough. Maybe the memo? Oh, God. Doing this for the first time is rough. I genuinely don't know. Rubber gloves prove it. I don't have any evidence that, like, contradicts this little thing. It's definitely not the badge. Name of deceased, Bruce Goodman, 36, male. Date and time of death, February 21st, between 4 p.m. and 5:30. Cause of death, loss of blood from chest wound. Assessment. Wound was caused by a 4.5-inch knife. A single stab wound was found. That seems a little off. He called it a 4-inch knife. And Edgeworth agreed that it was 4, not 4.5, but that could just be a simple oversight. And there's the victim's blood on the knife. 6-7S. The chief prosecutor standing next to a garish car. By garish car, you mean Mr. Edgeworth's? Mr. Edgeworth's? Incidentally, the knife in which the victim was stabbed was also Edgeworth's, wasn't it? It was. Wrong case this is. The defendant, within 30 feet away, I'm certain it was her. What was this again? Or she was just in the habit of wearing gloves? No, it was never rubber. She prosecuted killing the scene of crime. She killed do murder. It's the only possible conclusion one can make. Everything was planned? Huh. I'm thinking this was all planned. I can prove this claim, the trial's already over. Gotta think of a way to show that this wasn't premeditated. There's new day like this would come. Are you ready to deliver a lunchbox to your boyfriend when I send something? The wire fence to the chief prosecutor standing next to a garish car. The murder is planned, the rubber gloves proved. I did not mean to press. No. I guess we gotta get through all this. I have... I'm kind of at a loss right now. I'll be honest. I suppose... Right, if... Right. Could it have been premeditated if she used Edgeworth's knife, though? Like, it would... If it was premeditated, it would kind of imply that she came here with the goal of killing him. So, why would she need to use Edgeworth's knife? Witness, do you know what this is? Are you trying to test me? I sell boxed lunches for a living, you know. A knife. The knife. The knife that was in Mr. Edgeworth's trunk. Indeed, it is my knife. What's with this case? The bloody murder weapon, a red car, all belonging to the prosecutor there? The defendant is the chief prosecutor for the district, right? Well, I mean, your prosecutor's bad people. Yes. But also no. The defense has a request. This is the witness provide an accurate testimony. What's that, rookie? In your testimony, you said that Lana Skye planned this murder, and that's why she was wearing those special gloves. Seems like a natural conclusion to me. The gloves do indicate planning. However, why would she not also prepare the most important thing? The murder weapon. Oh. This knife just happened to be in the trunk of that car. Ladies and gentlemen, if you're going to plan a murder, you don't forget the weapon. Ah! Order! Order! Right. Now the tide is turning in our favor. Great show, Mr. Wright. This is as good as free. Right. I believe the next lunch you'll be eating is humble pie. What? I hope you weren't deluding yourself into thinking that the tide has turned. Not over such a trifling detail, but this shoots a hole in the whole premeditated theory. Bah. The prosecution could care less if it was premeditated. The only one who seems to care is that lunch lady over there. The defendant, Lana Skye, murdered a detective with a knife. That is the only thing the prosecution need to prove. Nothing else. Very good, Mr. Prosecutor. I suppose you think you're clever now. But you know as well as I do that she planned on killing him. It was planned. If it wasn't, why would she have been wearing... I believe I'd like to hear your testimony. Witness, please tell us only what you saw, not only what you thought. How dare you? My powers of deduction are not to be underestimated. Really now? Sounds like you have a vendetta against prosecutors. I'll be honest. Alright. Well, this guy intended to murder Detective Goodman. That's why she called the victim all the way to the prosecutor's office. I'm sure the chief prosecutor had a grudge against the victim. Nothing else could drive that human machine to plunge the knife in again and again. Ooh, again and again? The victim was summoned from the police department to the prosecutor's office. It does sound a lot like premeditation, doesn't it? So if I ordered a pizza, does that mean I'm planning to kill a delivery boy? I mean... technically, yeah. So you won't know who the delivery person is. It'll be someone random from the store, but, like, in a way, yeah. In any case, the defense may now cross-examine the witness. Angel seduction. Oh, this one's free. So free. You made it way too obvious. Again and again? So she stabbed him again and again. But you couldn't have witnessed that. Are you testing me? Then I'll test you. With my moss surprise. I'm afraid the moss is growing under our feet as we wait, Miss Star. What do you mean? I shouldn't have to explain this. But take a look. The autopsy report states that death was due to a loss of blood from one stab wound. Aha! You're right! Good show, Mr. Edgeworth. What a hunk. He's my hero, really. What about my objection? No one noticed? Well, witness? You got the crime scene set right. Oh, thanks? It is believed that no one could ever mistake ketchup for blood. But now, I realize that such mistakes are possible. So, you're saying you mistook something for blood? She lifted her knife. I thought I saw blood at her breast. Splattered blood from her victim. That's why I thought she must have stabbed him at least twice. And then tell us what you saw that you thought was blood. Testify, sister. Her red muffler looked like blood to me. That's how ghastly the whole scene was. The red muffler? What is a muffler? I know what a muffler on a car is, but what is a muffler as far as, like outfits are concerned? I mean, we can't tell that she's wearing red in the picture. Yeah. What? Miss Star, I demand an explanation. The witness is clearly not suited for detective work. I guess it's like jacket, I don't know. What? The suspect was not wearing a scarf or muffler of any kind when she stabbed the victim. You've proved it yourself with this photograph. Huh? But that can't be. Only a professional lunch lady could be so utterly clueless. Congratulations. Perhaps you finally found your true calling in life. Harsh words, but good. In the end, Mr. Edgeworth prevails. What was my objection? Chopped liver? But it was there, a scarf. No, not that, but something red, really. Well, now, where were we? The witness has given us an entertaining interlude, but back to business. What? Very well, witness. Continue testimony. You saw the crime and apprehended the suspect. Tell us about that. Very well. I do remember some things accurately, at least. Ultimately, we couldn't shake the most important part of her testimony. The most important part? Where your sister stabs the victim. Text testimony might just be the moment of truth. I guess a muffler is a kind of scarf. I don't know. I didn't know that. After the murder, the suspect attempted to run behind the partition off of her side. I quickly caught her, explained her rights to her, and arrested her on the spot. Ah yes, when I arrested her, she mentioned the muffler. That's what had me confused in my earlier testimony. The chief prosecutor made an escape, but against Angel Star, resistance is futile. You are quite determined about this scarf, aren't you? I strike like a snake and bite like a cobra. That's me, Angel Star. That wasn't a very good metaphor. First of all, a cobra is a kind of snake. Don't bother me with details unless you want to get bitten. No thanks. Note to self, Mr. Wright is weak against poisonous snake bites. I think everybody is weak against poisonous snake bites. The chief prosecutor tried to resist, but her efforts were in vain. She knocked my hands aside, kicked over an oil drum. That's cool. Oil drum? Hard to imagine. Oh, she's beautiful, but deadly. A predator, this one. A leopard woman. Row. Everyone, Mr. Wright, your cross-examination, if you will. No, the oil drum checks out. After the murder, the suspect attempted to run behind a partition off to her side. He caught her, explained her rights to her, and arrested her on the spot. And that's when I arrested her, I mentioned the muffler. Or she mentioned the muffler. That's what had me confused in my earlier testimony. The chief prosecutor made to escape, but against Angel Star, resistance is futile. A little bit more info here. So where is this partition of the floor plans? I'm sure she means the wall next to the car. That's right. There was a wall there, about 6 feet high. She was obviously trying to hide herself. Quite a natural thing for a criminal to do. And what did you do then? You think caught her? You say quickly. Are you close to the suspect? As I just said, I was only 30 feet away from her this whole time. Maybe I should press her for more details. Yeah. It seems weird. Let's say it's on the floor plan, just to be safe. Because she was over on B, and there's like a fence that checks it. The lunchline car was... She was a visitor, thus she was parked on B block. So you witnessed the murder from here? That would make it about 30 feet from the car, yes. Is that correct, Miss Star? Yes, that's right. But there was a chain-link fence in front of you. I went over it, of course. Amazing! The call from Queen, lunch lady athlete indeed. It would have taken a little time to climb over the fence. She could have gotten to my sister... Couldn't have gotten to my sister that fast. Yeah, the fence was about 9 feet high, too. How did this guy not get away? She mentioned the muffler. What exactly did she say? If I remember exactly, I would have told you in my testimony. Cheeky. Anyway, all I heard her say was the word muffler. Just that one word? So what you heard wasn't the suspect talking to you, but to someone else? Yes, the chief prosecutor was talking on her phone. Her phone? She can't mean... By phone, do you mean the cell phone discovered at the crime scene? Yes, ultimately. Ultimately. My memory... It's like a salmon heading upstream, you see? No, the court does not see, Miss Star. The chief prosecutor first attempted to use the phone hanging on the wall. Oh, the wall? That's right. Near the car. There was an emergency phone on the wall. Apparently it was out of order. And so she used her cell phone. Indeed, the emergency phone was out of order that day. Good witnessing, witness. Good witnessing? Never happened to good testifying. You should of course add this to your testimony. The things I do to please this rookie defense attorney. The word muffler was heard... Oh, was overheard during a call made to Emma at 5:18. Huh? Subtle how she tried the phone on the wall but had to use her cell instead. Chief prosecutor made to escape. Angel Star resistance is futile. She made to escape? Can you be more specific? She pressed aside my hand and ran. It was a terrible sight to see, like a dollop of lard on a pate of foie gras. Huh? She even kicked over an oil drum at me. An oil drum? There was an oil drum lying on its side at the scene of the crime. But it's strange. What's that? If she wanted to escape, why didn't she run the other way? The other... Oh! Parking lot entrance! That's right. Doesn't make any sense that she would run from behind the partition to the oil drums. Accident. More mysteries. I wish I could solve a few before finding more, though. This guy tried to run. Sorry, my sister's so suspicious, Mr. Wright. As sorry as I am. But she didn't do it. You have to believe me. So that checks out. If they caught her, explained her rights, and arrested her on the spot. When I arrested her, she mentioned the muffler. I saw it all, how she tried the phone on the wall. Use your phone instead. Do you think you could restate your testimony for the court? Aha! I was going to ask the same thing. Let me say this one time, so listen close, rookies. The chief prosecutor stabbed the victim and ran behind the partition. Then she picked up the emergency phone on the wall. It was out of order. So she pulled her own cell phone out of her pocket. And during that time, you climbed over the chain link fence. Then, when I boldly grabbed her arm, Chief Prosecutor hung up her phone. And you saw her doing this? What is it, Mr. Wright? Doesn't make any sense. How could you see her? She was behind the wall. There was a wall! Miss Star, I have to conclude that you have a personal grudge against Miss Lana Sky. The witness is a former detective. Her testimony is unmarred by personal bias. Well, who would have thought you would be my knight in shining armor, prosecutor? You, who, together with the chief prosecutor, kicked me out 2 years ago. Well, Miss Star, the fatal contradiction with your testimony. How do you explain this? I don't know what you're talking about. Mess with me and I'll make you cough it all on. Let's just look at the floor plans. You said you witnessed the crime from this point. However, if that's true, you couldn't possibly have seen Miss Sky making that phone call. I believe you see what I'm getting at. That emergency phone was on the backside of this partition. If indeed you weren't B-blocked, you couldn't have seen it! Ah! Order, order! What is the meaning of this? It's simple, Your Honor. She's not coughing up lunch, she's coughing up lies! Ugh. That's quite a claim, Mr. Wright. Perhaps you will allow me a question. What exactly what lie this witness has told the court? That's where the counterattack begins. I can't afford to get this wrong. The witness lied about... Oh! What she saw. She lied about what she saw. In other words, she didn't see Miss Sky using that emergency phone. It does seem hard to imagine how she could have. Very logical. What's the matter, Star? Cat got your lunchbox? That's right. You have to bathroom while you're celebrating your victory? But I haven't Miss Star lie like that. Huh? Why would she say that my sister had tried to use the phone, but failed? Doesn't make any sense. Why lie about something so insignificant? Oh. Dang, she's right. I mean, maybe she really did see her try to use the emergency phone. I see no room for doubt here. You ordered the patooey on rice? Right? Mr. Wright, I thought you had something there. One more try. Oh, I see it in your eyes. You haven't learned your lesson, have you? That's exactly what lie the witness told the court. They're aware of the order, obviously. Probably the order of the events then, right? Because there's no way she saw over the wall, so it had to have been the order. So about the order of the events. This guy used that emergency phone before the murder. I see, I hadn't thought of that. Took the wind out of her sails. Oh, that's right, I hate Bobby. Yeah, okay. Anyone use the emergency phone before the murder? Huh? Do you think you can't sink any lower? He amazes us. I applaud you, Mr. Wright. Oh boy. The orange peel lunchbox? Okay. One more try. One more try. It was where she saw it. This guy tried to use the emergency phone, but it was out of order. What is significant about this fact? Nothing. Therefore, it would be pointless for Miss Star to lie about it. Pointless to lie? I see. But, say the witness did actually see Miss Sky using the emergency phone. It would mean Miss Star witnessed the crime from a different location. A different location? Well, that's a pointless lie if I've ever heard one. Before you call my lie pointless, at least tell me it. Or at least let me tell it. Let me ask a question to our clever wordsmith, Mr. Wright. Just where was the witness when she saw the crime? All testimony we've heard until now points in one direction. As from where Miss Star witnessed the crime was... here. The security. Right, she was delivering her lunch to her boyfriend. This is the only place where she could have been. The security guard room? Indeed, the security guard room in the underground parking lot is well positioned. It's built on the second floor, so you can see the entire lot. She would have been able to see the emergency phone from there. But why there? Any of the places where she could see the phone. Not in this case, Your Honor. The witness not being part of the prosecutor's office couldn't park in April. The only place she could have seen the crime in the back of the partition is here. I remember in your testimony you said you brought a lunch to your boyfriend at the security guard room, yes? Well, Miss Star? How many years have I been getting the better of men? To think that the tables could be turned. Hey, a man has gotten the better of Angel Star. Order! Witness. What have you done? You used to be a detective. You should know better. I'm not turning back. Guilty will be punished. I'll do what I must to make sure justice prevails. The guilty? Is she talking about Miss Sky? Mr. Wright, doesn't this strike you as odd? Why did Miss Star lie? Doesn't make sense. Huh? She could have just said she saw the crime from the security guard station. It wouldn't change anything. Exactly. This photograph tells all. It was the defendant who stabbed the victim. That truth still stands. It still stands. I disagree, Mr. Edgeworth. What? The witness is found to be lying. They're guilty of perjury. She knows this. She wouldn't risk that without a good reason. So tell us what was her reason, Mr. Wright. Huh? Me? Who else? Mr. Wright, it's people we know. The Star witnessed the crime from the security guard station. But she lied and said she saw it from people. It must make a vital difference. What? What would change? The angle of view to the crime. That's given. That would change it. The distance to the crime would possibly still be about 30 feet. I mean, maybe in horizontal distance, but definitely not by literal, like, person to person. And the lighting shouldn't make much of a difference, I don't think. If it's all lit the same way, I don't see why that would change it. But it has to be the angle of view. Why the angle at which she saw the crime occur would change. The angle? What do you mean? Well, security guard station is on the second floor, and, she would have sort of a more 3D view of the crime. And this is important. Why? Perhaps you'd like to reconsider, Mr. Wright. Okay. That to me would make sense, because the wall could potentially obstruct the car, so she wouldn't be able to accurately see everything. But I guess not. The guard station, she lied and said she was in people. It's gotta be the distance, though. Changes the distance between her and the scene of the crime. My condolences, Mr. Wright. One look at the floor plan and it's quite clear. Distance between the scene of the crime and the guard station is 30 feet. Let's see if that would change what she could see. What she saw is not in question here. What matters is the time it would take her to reach the scene of the crime. Miss Star, you witnessed the crime from the security guard station. Now, how long did it take you to go from there to the scene of the crime where you arrested Miss Sky? We have a witness? You. Yes? You ordered the squid wheels, right? Only my lunches has gone from low to an edible. I was bringing a PB&J lunch with fresh boysenberry jam to my boyfriend. Boysenberry for the boyfriend. He wasn't in the station, so I waited. I witnessed the crime from the glass-walled station. And before I knew what I was doing, I found myself running toward the scene. But the door was locked, I couldn't open it. So you ran all the way around. That's why I had to go through the visitors' parking and feed. That's quite a detour. It probably took me at least 5 minutes to get to the scene of the crime. 5 minutes? This changes things considerably. But it was that woman over there in the defendant's chair who stabbed him. I know it. I have photographic evidence. I swear it. I swear it on my finest plastic spork. You have a point. And the spork is a wonderful invention. It's like another caviar lunch. Absolutely! Uh-oh. Mr. Wright, you have to do something. Do you have any evidence to stop this? Yes. I'm on the wire, though. 5 minutes between the witnessing of the murder and the arrest? Think about it. We could make pasta in that amount of time. If you like it al dente. I've got lunchboxes that type pasta into knots, rookie. A 5-minute blank. Isn't that strange? Strange. If you were a criminal, what would you do with 5 minutes, Your Honor? Honestly, I agree. Swearing on sporks should be standard practice. Well, I guess I'd flee the scene. Hey! Don't get the wrong idea. I didn't kill anyone. But you have the instincts of a killer. You would run. But this time was different. Miss Sky dwaddled at the scene of the crime. She even had her picture taken. No true criminal would act this way. It's inconceivable. Yuck! Well then, it seems we've come to the end of this testimony. The witness has a grudge against the defendant, and a blank in her testimony. Mr. Edgeworth, is the next witness ready to go? Unfortunately, we appear to have overestimated this witness on account of her professional history. We did it! We screwed that can shut, Mr. Wright. That was too close. That was way too close. I'm afraid that the cough-up queen has been dethroned. And with that, court is adjourned. Hold it! Mr. Edgeworth, you ordered the squid wheels, right? It's the one she tried to floss on me. I prefer not to take the defense team's leftovers. Anything else to say? I might be able to save you. I have decisive evidence. What was that? Was another one of her trick lunchboxes? My apologies, but we have no further questions to ask of you, Miss Starr. Ah. Is this your jumbo lunchbox? Woohoo! A triple-decker! Out of deference to the witness's determination, I'll allow one more testimony. Let's hear about this decisive evidence. The lunchline motto, like the lunchman motto says, you won't be disappointed. She gotta pull out of her lunchbox this time. Decisive evidence. I should have mentioned those 5 minutes when I wasn't looking at the crime scene. Now, the matter of the victim's shoe. Wait, not bring this up. 2 types of blood were found on the shoe. One was, of course, the victim's. And the other blood type matched that of the defendant, Miss Lana Sky. He takes a lot of food bribes, apparently. This shoe proves it. It's flawless. Decisive evidence. What? There was blood found on that shoe. Find Lunchland for all your lunch and decisive evidence needs. Witness, what's the meaning of this? Why is this the first time I've heard of this evidence? Simple. As I've already said. I don't trust you with evidence, Mr. Edgeworth. That's why I took the liberty of investigating this myself. And you had blood tests performed. Didn't I mention? I have 3 boyfriends in forensics. In any case, Your Honor, I can't accept this as evidence. What? You must know the 2 rules of evidence law. Rule number 1, no evidence shall be shown without the approval of the police department. In other words, this shoe is illegal evidence, at least for the time being. Is that right, Mr. Wright? It seems so. Edgeworth sure is celebrating. Not so fast, Mr. Edgeworth. Don't forget, I used to be a detective. As I mentioned previously, the shoe has already been tested by a member of the forensics department. As you can see, it was approved by the police department as of today. Even the general public can produce official evidence, Mr. Edgeworth. Is that right, Mr. Wright? It seems so. Edgeworth is looking pretty sullen. Could at least study some evidence law, really. Prosecution's complaints notwithstanding, it appears that this evidence satisfies the first rule of evidence law. However, it seems you have yet another count against you, witness. Anything to ensure that the guilty are properly judged. Victim showed of the court record. White enamel shoe bears traces of blood from Goodman and Lana Scott. Very well, Mr. Wright, you may cross-examine the witness. Oh boy. Why don't you lie about those 5 minutes? I guess you could say I just wanted people to look at the results. The results? How many times do I have to say this? I saw the chief prosecutor stab the victim before my very own eyes. Compared to that, a 5-minute blank means nothing. Then why didn't you just tell the truth? Don't make me laugh. We're dealing with the most untrustworthy of the vile lot known as prosecutors. Falsified evidence, arranged testimonies, erasing and manipulating evidence. When you fight monsters, you need to use every trick in the book. This one, the suspect is admitting she did it? But false testimony is the most despicable crime of all, Miss Starr. Let's get this over with. What's the matter with the victim's shoe? And she found the shoe at the scene of the crime? I detained the chief prosecutor and notified the police department. In order to make myself useful, I was waiting for the police to arrive. So, like an ill-trained pooch, you snuck off with a shoe. I was afraid someone would erase the chief prosecutor's crime. This shoe was my secret weapon if that should happen. See, this fashionable basket I have here carries more than lunchboxes, gentlemen. I'm happy for you and your lunchbox bag, really. In any case, you removed valuable evidence from the scene of the fraud. Now, tell us what you do next. Here's some blood we found. I want to look at that picture again. I want to see if she's wearing those shoes. She couldn't possibly be. Those shoes are black. They also appear to be heels. The shoe proves it's false, decisive evidence? See, that's not a thing. I guess it is. Never mind. I'm going to say, actually, that's a great idea. Because if I mess up what I decide to do here, the victim's shoe, it's not the victim's though. Oh well. I'm an idiot. Objection overruled. I don't think about any points to the judge. That's enough. This court sees no reason to further prolong the trial. The defense has failed to give the court sufficient reason to doubt the prosecution's claims. The court finds the defendant, Miss Lana Sky, guilty. Dang, that's the first trial I failed. To be fair, it was also the first trial we've done for the first time. Oh, dang, it just takes you right out. Okay. Good thing we saved in the middle of the trial. Alright, what about the victim's shoe? Did I not bring this up? We can't prove it's the shoe. Well, it's her shoe. So you brought it to the forensics department. You wanted to submit something as evidence in court you needed to prove. To do that, evidence must be analyzed by a forensics expert. She got away with her little coup because she used to be a detective. The shoe does appear to have bloodstains on it. Well, the man was stabbed, after all. And the blood belonged to the victim, Detective Goodman? As I said, there were 2 types of blood found on the shoe. Match that of the defendant, Lana Scott. You can't say for sure the blood belonging to the defendant was a blood test. Seem to know something about blood tests, Rookie. Huh? Well, speak up. Well, blood comes in 4 types, A, B, O, and AB. However, you can't tell from a blood test whether a murderer... Can't tell from a blood test whether a murder was committed in cold blood. That's just a figure of speech, Mr. Wright. Actually, you can differentiate between millions of types within all blood tests out there. Which means that we could more or less narrow any sample of blood down to just one person. Or so I hear. That's pretty specific. If I had a little more time, I would have gotten DNA test results. But I said there's very little doubt it could be anyone's but Miss Lana Sky's. But since this blood was found on the victim's shoe, that ties her directly to the death of Detective Goodman. I was afraid I was going to say that. It's flawless, decisive evidence. How does the evidence go through without a fight? You ordered the peppered fish guts, right? Some like it hot, Mr. Wright. Some like your client. Isn't enough hot water to make a whole vat of soup. Mr. Wright, do you or don't you have a problem with this shoe? Problem? This is critical. Is there a problem with the victim's shoe? Oh, there is a problem. It's the wrong color. I'm not imagining things. I'd say there's one critical problem with this evidence. A clear contradiction. That gleam in your eyes. You're still young, Rookie. I'd give you a peppered fish gut now. But you couldn't take the heat, could you? Let's hear what Mr. Wright has to say. It was contradictory about the victim's shoe. That was the problem with the evidence. Well, it's the color, first off.
Take that!
The problem with this evidence is here. Where? Oh. I see. I didn't get any, like, things, so I didn't know. I didn't know we were doing it like that. Okay. I mean, the problem is the color, but also, after looking at it, I see what the problem actually is. I did not fully understand what we were doing because this is new territory. Alright. Can't let it go through. There is a problem. So let's look for problems as evidence. Alright. Ooh boy. This really is down to the wire. So there's blood on top of the shoe, and there's blood on the bottom of the shoe. Which is strange. But I think it's the bottom of the shoe that's the problem, right? It is. I wonder if you noticed. There's blood on the bottom of the shoe. Don't mess with me, Rookie. It'll be your blood on the bottom of my shoe. Indeed, there is quite a bit of blood on the bottom of the shoe. It makes sense. The victim was stabbed with a knife. What could possibly be contradictory about blood on the bottom of the shoe? That's his shoe. Yeah, he died. Like, I'm guessing your shoe has blood on it too. You just shot yourself in the foot. Like a grinder or a grind for the heel of my boot. Okay. Not that. Oh man. This is rough. This is very rough. Okay. Well, ooh, okay, now we're good, Okay. Alright, so there's a problem. I'm imagining things. Come with the evidence. There's blood on the bottom of the shoe. Maybe your blood on the bottom of my shoe. What could possibly can be contradictory about blood on the bottom of the shoe? The photo, right? The problem lies in the footprint. The footprint? Look at the bottom of the victim's shoe is covered in blood. Then, isn't it strange? Why weren't any bloody footprints found at the scene of the crime? Aha! There we go. As you can see, there were no traces of any such footprints at the scene of the crime. That contradicts your claim about this shoe! This picture only shows part of the floor, so there could have been bloody footprints. Then where are they, Mr. Edgeworth? Because we checked the scene and found nothing of the sort. There we go, we got it. Order, order! I'm a witness. What? Well, Keep going, Mr. Wright, but it's true that the lack of a footprint is a contradiction. Don't we have to ask why there wasn't a footprint? Oh. That's true. There has to be a reason why there wasn't a footprint. Think, Mr. Wright, think. Hey, I don't know why it's not there. I'm just good at finding contradictions. What? I see. Now I get it. Get what? Our witness is more devious than I gave her credit for. We were hoodwinked to the very end. But she slipped. There's one vital hint to the truth in her testimony. What are you talking about? Think back to when she told us about apprehending the suspect. The chief prosecutor tried to resist, but her efforts were in vain. She knocked my hands aside, picked over an oil drum. Oh, she's beautiful but deadly. Predator, this one. A leopard woman. Growl. I thought that was a strange thing for a normally cool-headed chief to do. No kidding. Now, witness, allow me to ask a very simple question. This oil drum, was it empty? Oh, that? I'm not sure I like your attitude, Mr. Edgeworth. Though apparently you're not the slowest conveyor belt in the lunchbox factory. Witness? Well, was the oil drum empty? The oil drum kicked over by the chief prosecutor was brimming with water. Water? What does that mean? Still don't get it, Mr. Wright. Do you want to know the reason she knocked it over? The real reason? Oh, you don't mean... Yes, the suspect knocked over that oil drum for one reason and one reason alone. To erase the bloodstains that would become evidence again. What? That ties things up quite nicely. Bloodstains left on the victim's shoe tie her quite clearly to this murder. Then, after the deed was done, she knocked over the oil drum to erase the telltale signs. Why, that's a prosecutor's specialty, erasing evidence. That reminds me, this guy's right hand was hurt. So she cut herself when she stabbed him? So that's when my sister's blood got on the shoe. Well, I see no reason to prolong this trial. Mr. Wright, do something, please. What? What can I do? Your sister has confessed to the crime, and she tried to conceal it. But... Enough. There is no need for further debate. The verdict, Your Honor. Very well. But Angel Star is on the prosecution's side. She could have been lying about the water. This court finds the defendant Miss Lava Sky. Hold it. Little girl, what did you just say? Huh? Me? You say I, Angel Star, was on the prosecution's side? Well, yeah, you are. You're saying my sister hid evidence by erasing the bloody footprint. Well? I thought you'd had your fill, but here you are, demanding a second helping. With a lunchbox. A lunchbox called evidence. Wait, witness, don't tell me you have something else. The time for deliberations is past. Any further comments and you will be held in contempt of court. No threats don't scare the cough-up queen. Look at this! A photograph? I had it just in case anyone had the gall to suggest the white shoe didn't belong to the victim. I see no room for error in this evidence. Mr. Wright, wait. Look at the asphalt in this photo. Hey, it's clearly wet. Erasing the last trace of doubt from the court's mind. Maybe after the murder, the crime scene was washed with water. I'm sorry, Mr. Wright. I guess I couldn't help after all. It's not your fault. I knew I couldn't win this case from the beginning. And this is what your sister wanted anyway. I'm sorry, Mia. Right, wet or not, be so quick to throw in the towel. Get yourself up off the asphalt. Take another good look. Don't give up, not until the bitter end. This is the last piece of evidence. Very well. This time, I'd like to declare the verdicts for good.
Objection!
Your Honor, wait. What is it with you people? Can't I hand down my verdicts in peace anymore? Whatever it is, can it wait? No, it can't. Then it will be too late. Look at this photograph. The last one submitted. This trial isn't over until we give each piece of evidence proper consideration. So right. Are you saying there's a problem with this latest piece of evidence? Yeah. I'll think later. Yeah, there's a problem. Right or wrong, I've got to go ahead with this. I suppose since we've come this far, we should give every claim a fair shake. Very well, Mr. Wright. Show the court the problem in this photograph. Knife is directly in his chest. His shoes on the floor. What's up with the muffler? What's up going on here? And also, he specifically said the word muffler, right? And that's the muffler.
Take that!
The problem in this photograph is here. What's this? There's something poking out of the car's muffler. Just a moment, Mr. Edgeworth. Your Honor, you just said muffler. However, I see no trace of a muffler or scarf of any kind in this photograph. But muffler is also a part on a car or motorcycle, Your Honor. Just think of it as the part of the exhaust system, a pipe. I see, and I see. What's that suspicious-looking cloth sticking out of the car's muffler? So what if there's something sticking out of the muffler? What does that have to do with the case? Nothing. Absolutely nothing.
Objection!
Sorry, Miss Thar, but it's not going to be that easy. In fact, you've already told us why this is important to the case. You said as much in your testimony. What?
Let's hear what Mr. Wright has on his mind. That's why you think this piece of cloth in the muffler is related to this case.
The word muffler was said over the phone.
Take that!
Miss Starr, look all your testimony for the court. Ah, yes, when I arrested her, she mentioned the muffler. That's what had me confused in my earlier testimony. Muffler? Yeah. Could it be that the muffler you heard mentioned was actually this exhaust pipe? If so, that means this piece of cloth is vital evidence. I don't need the save. I got this case in the bag.
Well, it seems we'll have to suspend the proceedings.
See, case closed. Suspend?
I find myself wondering about that piece of cloth. Leave any question unanswered here. We do a disservice of the law. Have the car at the crime scene inspected at once. Bring me that cloth. The verdict will wait until after we've seen all of the evidence. Agreed?
I suppose so. Ooh, that was close. But
We made it. At least for now. The sport will adjourn for a 30-minute recess. It's lunchtime after all.
He's still hungry?
To be continued. Well, it'll be continued in just a moment, because I am going to go grab a drink, some water.
See, case was fine.
I didn't save. What are we on? Day two? Trial ladder. Oh boy. There's a lot here. This is a long case. I might have overestimated if we'd be able to beat this today or not. I kind of figured it wouldn't take this long, but this is long. Oh boy. Alright. I will be back momentarily, and we will continue on with Trial Ladder.
Man, I gotta say, trials are a lot easier when you already know the outcome. I have no idea what's going on. As I've said, I've never done this one before. I've never done Case 5. This is a brand new experience and ride for me. A lot of characters that I didn't expect. Well, honestly, I expected Maya to be here, not new people. But that's fine. Alright. Let's get right back into it. Still structured a little different. February 23rd, 11:56 a.m. District Court, Defendant Lobby number 2. Mr. Wright? Well, what? Are trials always like this with you? Like, you're swimming up from the bottom of a lake, about to reach the surface, but no matter how hard you paddle, you never seem to get there? Pretty much. Except today we're swimming in quicksand. So, what happened to your sister anyway? Apparently she got a call off to the judge's chambers? What has something to do with that piece of cloth? So, this is where we turned this trial around, right? Only weapon, a tiny insignificant piece of cloth? I'm the one who's starting to feel tiny and insignificant, to tell you the truth. Oh god. I need a moment. I'm eating an Oreo. This is another one of those characters that, like, I just can't seem to be consistent with the voice, so we're gonna hope it goes well. Hola, partner! They say you show a red cloth to a bull, it'll fire up its temper. That's what they told me when I saw a youngin', at least. When I was a youngin'. Officer Marshall! Thought I'd come take a look, see how the trial's going. Looks like I'm late. Got the home ranch locked down tighter than a fort in enemy territory. Not hard to slip out, huh? What's going on over there, anyway? All the police I've seen these last 2 days have been really on edge. Don't you get enough on your plate without worrying about other people, compadre? You could be worrying about the chief prosecutor's taste in mufflers, for example. Officer Marshall? The whole muffler thing didn't have anything to do with scarves. She wasn't even wearing a scarf. You don't say. Now don't that just beat all? I've seen the red breeze blow at her slender neck many times. I saw it that day too. Well, yeah, she does wear a scarf, huh? I saw it that day too. She was wearing a red muffler. What? At the awards ceremony that afternoon. Edgeworth's seen it too, I'd reckon. What does this mean? Well, the photograph taken at the crime scene. She wasn't wearing this. Oh. So, the story wasn't mistaken? Well, it's about time.
Remember, partner, sometimes you gotta grab the bull by the horns. Sometimes you just gotta let the bull go where it will. Time will tell. What about a bad thing about this? So, whatever's swimming in now, Mr. Wright. If it's steak sauce, I can hook you up with some fine ribs. Ooh-wee! I make a terrible cowboy. It's the worst. On February 23rd, 12:32 p.m., District Court, courtroom number 9. Back in session. Alright, like to resume? Oh my god. What's up? They're just looking over at the prosecution. Is something wrong, Mr. Edgeworth? Your face is blue, your lips are purple. You're sweating bullets. That furrowed brow, those grimy teeth, those watery eyes. Your knees are weak, your arms are sweaty. There's vomit on your sweater, Mom's spaghetti. It's more your eyes are unfocused. You're doubled over. Your back is bent. It can't be. This can't happen. I wonder what happened to Mr. Edgeworth. Well then, I believe it is time to continue on with this trial. During our recess, I had requested that the prosecution conduct an investigation. This is unacceptable. It seems our prosecutor is quite beside himself. Excuse me, knock knock. Who's there? Who? Who? Strange stuffy aura seems to be filling the courtroom. Why do you look like 15 different characters all mashed together? Oh my god. This dude looks like a Pokemon boss. He looks like a Pokemon gym leader. Straight up. He looks like he runs the electric gym. Hey, the temperature rose 5.7 degrees when this man came in. Oh my god, look at this man! What on earth is he? Ah, it's you! It's Dan Surge! Bro, he's just standing there! Oh man, I don't even know what to do! How does this man sound? Oh, God, I'm at a loss. I don't know why my first thought is German. But I'm not exactly a German person. I'm not very good at doing German, so. Oh, God, what do I do? 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 The Jeff Rogan voice? Dude, where's my weed? I don't know about that one. Feels too wrong. Seth Rogen, not Jeff Rogan. I mean, still. Jeff also. Who even? That's his brother, right? Is Jeff Rogan a real person? I feel like the answer is yes. I honestly couldn't tell you. I have no idea. Oh, yeah, he's got a podcast? I didn't know the Joe Rogan experience. Oh. Interesting. Regardless. Oh god, I'm at a loss right now. Shit. He kinda reminds me of Tagger. Iron Tagger from BlazBlue. But also he reminds me of Mr. Unga himself in Gear. Good old King Gorilla Man. I don't know. Sorry I'm late, Udgy? Udgy? The roads were packed, it's just me. Long time no see, eh, Udgy? How you been? Been much these days? Oh, hello. No, I've been so busy.
Busy smizzy, Aji, my boy. You have to make time to relax. We'll go with that, that's fine.
Yes, indeed.
Aji? Seems to be his nickname for the judge? I'm afraid you're right. Very afraid. Sorry, but who are you? Aha! So you're Righto, the attorney. I've heard good things about you, son. Thanks? So sorry about our little worthy giving you all that trouble, eh? You know, we should all go swimming together sometime. Jolly! Little worthy?
Mr. Wright? You don't know the district chief of police.
Chief of police?
He's the top-ranking police officer in the entire district.
Name's Gant. Damon Gant. Pleased to meet you, everyone. Damon Gant? Yeah, right, he's the chief of police! Bro, I love this guy. His design is so great.
So, what do we owe you this honor today? It's been over 2 years since you last came to this courtroom, hasn't it?
Well, it's worthy here. Look at the poor fellow. I just thought I'd help out by bringing this. Hey, that's my sister's muffler. So Miss Star wasn't just seeing things. When the crime occurred, Miss Star really was wearing that muffler. But to think that it was stuffed into that exhaust pipe. A little worthy's car, no less. Really quite embarrassing, even for us.
What's this?
It's what you'd call a switchblade knife. Quite perplexing, this. Chief. What kind of outfit are you running?
Mr. Edgeworth.
How could they miss such a vital piece of evidence? We're investigators are this lax. How do you expect us to do our job? No, wait a minute, Worthy. I've no desire to hear your excuses. I'm telling you to wait. Or didn't you hear me? Have a look at this document, where it says, person in charge of investigation. There's no mistake in that signature, is there? Miles Edgeworth? That's not fair. On the day of the crime, I had... You're heading to class because you got that award. I know how you feel. But you're the person in charge. I'll expect a written apology. What? Are you serious? Don't be too upset. We'll find a way to clean up that mess that you made. This was the first time I've seen Mr. Edgeworth at a loss for words. I think that's like the fourth for me.
This kind of major blunder is unlike you, Mr. Edgeworth.
Yeah.
Court accepts as new evidence. But I'd like to ask the defense a favor first.
Yes?
To be sure. Let's take a look at the blade of the knife.
The blade, Your Honor? Well, I don't see why not.
Could you open it for me? I wonder.
Yes, well, I think all you have to do is push that switch and...
If I cut my finger, Mr. Wright, I wouldn't be able to pound my gavel anymore.
Yes, but if I cut my finger, I wouldn't be able to point it at people anymore. Come on, just hurry up and open it. Oh, I see, okay. The game is going to do it for me. That's okay. A little slow. That's okay. Something odd. There's a small tag on this knife. Seems to say SL-92? What does this mean? Well, there's something similar. Deal 6? Deal 6 incident fame? That is strange. Huh? What is? Not certain. I get the feeling I've seen this somewhere before. Letters like this, or letters that looked a lot like this somewhere. Oh! I understand! Alright, I'll wait on that though. I'll wait. I understand though. Ah! Don't scare me like that! I'm the one who's scared. Look at this knife blade. Tip is broken off. And the dark red stain. What? Switchblade knife added to the court record. This does not excuse the actions of the police department. I'd like to hear an explanation from the chief of police himself.
I'm terribly sorry. Terribly sorry, but I ask you to testify for us about the split blade that prosecutors and the police in this knife. The split between the prosecutors and the police and this knife. Sure thing. Not a problem. Not even a little one, really. Man, he reminds me of so many characters. Like, oh god, what's his name from Full Metal? Full Metal Alchemist, the douchebag that turned his daughter into a dog. It's like that guy, but jacked. This knife is special, but I can't say how here. Unless there's evidence to prove a connection between this knife and Goodman. That's a bad day for the department. We weren't in any shape to do an investigation. The detective was killed at the police department, see? What a mess. The time of the crime, 5:15. Scary coincidence, eh? It's not officially linked to this here case, so I can't talk much about it. There was a murder at the police department. The detective. That's hush-hush information, Nudgy. We haven't exactly announced it yet. Wait a second. You said 5:15? That's the exact time that the Detective Goodman was killed at the prosecutor's office. Order! Order! Anyway, we in the department were all flustered, as you might well assume. We're in the middle of a top secret investigation. Don't tell anyone, okay? I think we understand the police department situation. Well, Mr. Wright. 2 detectives killed at the same time in 2 different places? Chances of that are really slim, scientifically speaking, of course. I'd like to exercise my right to cross-examine the witness. Very well. However, keep your questions focused on the case at hand. Department in disorder. Huh? This life is special, but I can't say how. Excuse me, special? I'd come by this particular knife anywhere else. What's that special thing? This little tag? Oh, sorry, Righto. But I can't say that now. Not that. We've established that the knife in Goodman's chest was this knife. Now, why was there another knife at the scene of the crime? That's quite a mystery. And like a mystery, it's wrapped in something. A muffler. So there's evidence to prove a connection between this knife and Goodman? I think there is. This knife was found at the scene of the crime. I think that makes a connection to the case, don't you? See, there's a lot of things that go on at the department I can't explain. It's delicate, okay? Sorry, Righto. Maybe there's something about this knife that will give us a clue. Let's examine the knife while we can, Righto. Evidence that's linked this knife to Detective Goodman. Perhaps the pieces are falling into place. Try presenting a piece of evidence that has me stumped all this time. So, how were things done at the department? You see... we were reading it upside down. Wait a second! Ah, at last! An honest-to-goodness objection. This knife. This has to have something to do with Detective Goodman. What do you mean? Aha! An honest-to-goodness, what do you mean, from Munchie? This is great! Look at the tag on this knife. It reads SL-92. And this is important, right? Over here we also have a memo that was on the body of the victim. What's this? 6 minus 7s, 12-2. Your Honor, it's upside down. Upside. The printed name on the memo makes it look like it's right side up. But turn it around and what do you get? Aha! Whoever wrote this note was holding the paper upside down. SL9? It's the same thing that was written on the knife's tag. And 2/21 is the date of the murder. Also my birthday, that doesn't matter. Order! Order! Well, Chief? Ah, well, I guess the cat's out of the bag. You win, Righto. I win? What game is this guy playing? This knife was evidence of the case. It was stolen from the department's evidence room.
Hold it!
So, this knife was stolen? Yes, but on the day of the murder. It was evidence, you say? Was it in fact a murder weapon? Nice, nice, nice! Good show, Little Worthy! It was a murder weapon, as it happens. It was evidence from a case long since solved. So this knife was stolen on the day of the murder. It was found in the exhaust pipe of Edward's car? How do you think there isn't a connection there? That's a bad day for the department.
Hold it!
What's happening at the police department too, huh? You got a good look in your eyes there, Whiteo, my boy. Sharp, hungry. So something did happen. Why wasn't I informed? Why, weren't you informed? Well, why didn't you ask? No matter, I understand. You were busy with what Lana's case and all. Well, what happened? What happened at the police department that day? Detective was killed? What a mess. On the same day that the detective was killed in the prosecutor's parking lot, another detective was killed at the police department. That's a fact. Surprising, isn't it, Aji? I'm at a loss for words. And the perpetrator? You have a suspect. Well, there was a suspect. Just arrested him, in fact. Just arrested? That was quick. But there's still a lot of unanswered questions. Maybe you could help, Whiteo. I suppose I could help if you help me by giving me data on your case. Oh, good one! This kid's sharp. Okay, here's the deal. I'll tell you one thing and one thing only. Well, we know the well, you know they were stabbed at 5:15. We know they were at the police department, so how were they killed? Well, how was the detective killed? How was he killed? Now that's the interesting part. It was what we in the force call a stabbing with a knife. A knife? It's exactly the same as Detective Goodman. That's the spirit we're cooking now! But you know, that's not the only thing that was exactly the same. What do you mean? There are more similarities between the two cases than the cause of death. Seems like I'm going to have to press this a bit harder. 5:15. 5:15? But that's... So Detective Goodman was killed in the prosecutor's office. What? Funny, isn't it? A murder at the prosecutor's place and a murder at our place at the very same time. What are the chances? Coincidence? It's just my gut feeling. But I'd say there's a 0.001% chance of that happening. Chief Gant, please tell us more about this incident. It's not officially linked to this here case, so I can't talk much about it. How can you say there's no connection? How? I'm the chief of police. You can't just say anything I please, Whiteo. You understand. I understand, Whiteo. Well, if I can prove there's a connection, or if you can prove this connection, more power to you. Maybe there's something that ties the two murders together. Whatever it is, I'd better find it and get to the bottom of this. Two detectives were killed at 5:15 within the prosecutor's office? Or the police department? That can't be a coincidence. And that night? What was it doing there? Better check this knife out. It's broken. It's tied to whatever was written on the thing. Was a small tag on the knife? It's SL-92. What's it supposed to mean? I'm not sure, but maybe it's similar code. Deal 6, maybe it's a number? What? I don't remember where, but I think I've seen something like this before. I don't think something what's written on this tag. It wasn't that long ago either. We should check the court record again. $221 SL-9.
Still don't know what to do with the stub yet. Still from the department's evidence's room. It's a bad day for the department, and we weren't in the shape to do any investigation. Detective was killed in the police department. See what a mess. Time of the crime 5:15. Scary coincidence. It's not officially linked to this case, so I can't talk much about it. I don't know if I agree with that, but I don't know what to present in the case of this. Clearly it's linked in some way. Right? Why else would the victim write SL-9? And the switchblade knife. It's all very concerning. So this knife was stolen? Yes, but on the day of the murder. It was evidence, you say. Was it in fact a murder weapon? Nice, nice, nice. Good show, little worthy. It's evidence from the case long since solved. It was stolen on the day of the murder. It was found at the exhaust pipe of Edward's car. Why do I think there isn't a connection there? I suppose perhaps present... Oh, do we not have the other photo? Oh, we don't. It's not part of the court record. Huh. You know what's confusing me? It specifically says he died within an hour and a half of 4 p.m. But he was supposedly stabbed at 5:15. Right? Yeah, time of death between 4 and 5:30, but he was stabbed at 5:15. So... what's up with that? Why is that the case? Or 5842189. Detective Goodman. Not officially linked to this here case. I don't agree with that. I really don't. But I don't know how to make that distinction. That was to the police department? We're gonna rock a save here. And I think we're gonna... No, okay. Unless I potentially re-submit that, but no. Bad day, Detective was killed. What did you say about this again? Detective, but that's... Detective Goodman was killed in the prosecutor's office? What? Funny, isn't it? Murder at the prosecutor's place and a murder at our place at the very same time. What are the chances? Coincidence. It's my gut feeling, but I'd say there's a 0.001% chance of that happening. Chief Gant, please tell us more about the incident. That is very strange, very difficult. There's one at 5:15, one at the prosecutor's office, and one at the police department. That can't be a coincidence. That knife. What's it doing there? Go check this knife out. Ha 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 ha! Well, this is a real doozy. What thing we have on the knife was that it was in a previous case, and then it has the tag that says SL-92. This knife was evidence in a case that was stolen from the department's evidence room. Look, this is tough. I thought our Edward comes up playing an apple. Nothing special about the knife. Something from the department's evidence room. Let's repress everything. Got a good looking guys, boy, sharp, hungry. Boy was anti-informed. Apparently didn't ask. I understand you were busy with Lana's case and all. Or what happened? Did I go to the police department that day? Detective was killed. On the same day the detective was killed in the prosecutor's parking lot, another detective was killed at the police department. That's a fact. Surprising, isn't it, Veggie? I'm at a loss for words. The perpetrator? Do you have a suspect? Well, there was a suspect. Just arrested him at that. Just arrested? That was quick. But there's still a lot of unanswered questions. Maybe you could help, Righto. I suppose it could help if you help me by giving me data on your case. Good one, this kid's sharp. Here's the deal. I'll tell you one thing and one thing only. I guess... we know when the victim died, so where was he found? We already asked him about the other one. So tell me, where was the victim found? Well, I can't speak on where the corpse was found. But I can say that the crime took place in the evidence room at the police department. The evidence room? But wait a second! I have heard of that. The evidence room? Didn't you mention that in his testimony just now? This knife was evidence in a case. Stolen from the department's evidence room. There's the connection between the two cases. You seem happy, Mr. Wright. Happy? We just got handed our ticket to go to town on this case. The link between the two cases established. We finally have some leverage. Now we can get Gant to testify about the details. Chief, the defense's position is simply this. The connection between these two cases has already been proven. Eh? You don't say. Well, out with it, Righto. What's your connection?
Yes, out with it, Mr. Wright.
Connection is a place, mentioned in the testimony we just heard. The knife was found in the lot was stolen. In the police department's evidence room. Not to mention, the victim had on him the case number on the knife's evidence tag. And we also know the detective murdered at the police department was killed in that very same evidence room.
Indeed. There do seem to be too many connections for it to be a coincidence.
You two make a good pair. Took my men 2 days to find out what you deduced right there. Chief, I request that you release your information on the victim at the police department. See, that's the tricky part. It hasn't been announced yet, no. Can we get the information unofficially?
Sure, why not? It's unofficial after all. What, really? Would have guessed. I'll cooperate, but I can't reveal the name of the victim of the department, okay? You're gonna tell us a little, why don't you tell us everything? Ah, well, case information is sticky stuff. You have to do everything properly. Well. Guess I might as well try to get what I can out of him. Victim's ID number, why not? Okay, how about you tell me the victim's ID number? Sure, why not? Not like you'll be able to tell who it is from that. Of course not. You don't tell me their name, after all. Keep a tight lid on ID numbers. Don't go getting your hopes up. Number is 5842189. Have I heard that before? Oh, that's quite wrong. And we have to remember these. Drives me nuts. 82. I can't do it. You didn't even get the first number right. Well, Mr. Wright, just tell you anything? The ID number of the victim at the police department? 5842189. 5842189. This tells me something. Actually, it does, Your Honor. It does. I think. Reading? It has to be what I think it is. But what does this mean? Well, let's hear what the defense has to say. You said the ID number of the detective who was murdered at the police department tells you something. What does it tell you? It's the same. Witness. What is it, Mr. Wright? You're grinning like a schoolgirl on prom night. No, it's just... I got confused. And this is news? Huh? Just come out with it, both guns blazing, like you always do. The police department? The prosecutor's office? 2 places, 2 detectives murdered at one time? Actually, I happen to have a police ID number here. Oh! Is it yours? No, Your Honor, I'm a defense attorney, remember? This is the ID number of our victim, Detective Goodman. Shame on you, Righto. Personal IDs are top secret. Detective Goodman's ID number is 5842189. And? This means what, exactly? Huh? Wait, that ID number we heard from the chief earlier. That started with 82. I forgot. Give me the first number right again. The number the chief of police gave us was 5842189. Wait a second, Bright. What does this mean? That's what I want to know. 2 ID numbers are identical. In other words, the detective killed in the police department's evidence room was Bruce Goodman. What does our witness think about that? Sharp as a tack, Rhino, sharp as a tack. But wait, Detective Goodman is our victim. He was killed at 5:15 in the underground parking lot. Yet, a Detective Bruce Goodman was also killed in the police department. In the evidence room, at the exact same time! That's impossible. So what we're saying is, the same person was killed at the same time, and in a completely different location? Ooh. Order! Order! Chief, what does this mean? No. What I want to know is why did I hear about this? Yes, it's top secret, fine, but I'm the prosecutor in charge of this case. Now, just wait a second, Worthy. No need to get all flustered. Your Honor, the police department has made a grave error in this case. Wait. I said wait. Or didn't you hear me? The oversight. The grave error. Mr. Edgeworth, they're yours. What? How dare? We informed you yesterday. I believe it was our Officer Meekins who brought you the news. Officer Meekins? Mr. Wright? Have you heard that name before? Wait, aha! Yeah, this guy. This
That's great. Excuse me, but is Mr. Edgeworth anywhere on the premises? I'm here, sir, at the request of the chief, sir. About your report, sir. You don't mean him? According to Meekins, you didn't accept the report. Hard to believe. But your officer, he told me the report had nothing to do with the Lana Sky incident. Detective Bruce Goodman murdered in the police department evidence room. Mr. Edgeworth, the victim's name is written right on the top of the report. Yeah. Why didn't your officer tell me? Honestly, I'm not sure that officer was capable of making the connection. It seemed challenged. That's very rude, Emma. In any case, this is a serious area of gross negligence of duty on your part, Worthy. But, sir, you could have submitted that report this morning to the court as evidence. Did I? No such luck this time, Worthy. Or should I say, unworthy. What? Now, what was the second rule of evidence law, huh? Well, Mr. Wright? Huh? Oh, well, it's, Rule 2, unregistered evidence presented must be relevant to the case on trial. And how is this rule relevant? Normally, you submit a list of evidence to be used in court before the trial. This report wasn't on that list.
So, what does this mean?
I couldn't submit this evidence until the connection was proven in court. The connection was just proven by Rhino over here. Good job, Rhino, my boy! Huh? I was just doing my job. No. No!
That certainly sounds like the truth. It seems to have come to an end of this trial.
I know you're going through a tough time, Worthy. It is very, yes. What with all those rumors? You were even in the defendant's chair just the past December. I apologize for this terrible lack of due diligence on my part.
Mr. Edgeworth?
Please, just give me one day. I'll get to the bottom of what happened. It's the last thing I do. You'd better get results this time. Really. You have my profound apologies, sir. Well, Mr. Edgeworth.
I don't think there's ever been an error this serious in the history of this court. I will get one further day as the prosecution has requested. Will this be sufficient, Mr. Edgeworth?
Yes, Your Honor. Thank you.
Whatever your punishment for this is, for your sake, I hope it's not decisive. Very well. Court is adjourned.
Whew. To be continued. This is so long. Unfortunately, I think we're gonna call it there. I know nothing else. I know nothing about what's going on. I'm very confused. I'm figuring this out on the fly with everyone else. But I think we're gonna have to do one more day of this. Possibly two. This is a very long trial. I think we're gonna call it. We'll do it again. We'll keep going on Tuesday. And hopefully get to the bottom of this, and then start Ace Attorney 2 as soon as possible after that. Nothing Saturday, unfortunately. And maybe a stream Sunday, maybe some gear. I don't know. Depends on if I'm feeling it. I have not been playing nearly as much gear as I would like. I need to be playing more Guilty Gear, but maybe we'll do that, and then Monday, D&D as always, and then we'll be back to Ace Attorney on Tuesday, I think. And get this 5th case that is just absolutely destroying me. It's the first time we failed in, like, any of them. It's crazy. But we'll get back to it, and we'll hopefully beat it. Maybe on Tuesday? If not, we'll beat it Wednesday, and then we can start Ace Attorney 2 afterwards. Or on Thursday, whatever happens. I'd like to hopefully beat it Tuesday. I might just force it to be done on Tuesday. But if it's gonna be another, like, 3.5 hours for an investigation and trial of just one day, it's gonna have to be 2 days. But at least, I mean, we're making progress. You now know that there were 2 murders, but actually only 1 murder that are connected to each other. Lana is probably not the murderer. I mean, kind of already somewhat figured that out, I guess. Right, because at the time of death being somewhere between 4 and 5:30 is really weird. If he was stabbed at 5:15. But we will figure out more when that happens. On Tuesday, probably. Then we can get more information, understand more. So until then, those that don't know, there are VOD's channel on YouTube. It exists. There's links all over the place. You can check them out. There's a command for it. !my VODs and pull it up. See all of the other ones, all the previous chapters, all the previous games, all of it. Be a good time. Actually, having a lot of fun with this. Destroying my throat a little bit. It hurts to get through or to go through all of these voices constantly flipping up and down all over the place. But it's fun. I enjoy it. I have a lot of fun with it. But until then, until at least for Ace Attorney until Tuesday, but possibly Sunday. Definitely, I should. I don't. I do drink something regularly, but I'm not drinking water regularly while I'm doing this. Yeah, I know. The thing is, right, it being as impromptu as it is, I don't I don't know what half of the voices I'm doing are. I figured out on the fly. I had some idea with the first 4 trials because I had already done those before. I've never done episode 5, so I did not know what to expect. I did not expect the chief of police to be that absolute unit of a man. I mean, he is just so many different characters came to mind immediately. It was great. Still, Ace Attorney will be back on Tuesday for sure. I don't think he'll do it Sunday. I'll probably just do, if I even stream on Sunday, I'll probably be playing some Strive for a couple hours. Have a good time with that. Do love it. Rollback netcode. Best netcode in the world. And then Monday's D&D. I think we're on session 8 now. It's crazy. Yeah, session 8. Really haven't gone a long time. And we'll be back on Tuesday. Normal time. Starting somewhere, hopefully, between 6 and 6:30. Even though the schedule says 6, it basically has become 6:30. I think today we started a little late, but okay. Sometimes it be like that, you know? Sometimes you just eat late, and then all of a sudden everything you do is delayed, and it's just how it is, you know? So until then, we'll be back to the wonderful lawyering of being a defense attorney, I suppose.